BYRNE. They kill all the pests you see. It's Burn Pest Control.
Yep, that's BYRNE Pest.com. We've been using Burn Pest Control. They're a great company. I had some termite issues.
They came today.
Yeah.
I don't think they came right before you got here, and man, he zhuzhed it up right. There are no buggies in here.
When Florida, we got cockroaches, ants, all the insects.
Well, it's getting hot, and you're going to start seeing more and more of that stuff inside your house. So right now would be the best time to set up your quarterly pest control with Burn Pest Control. That's BYRNE.
BurnPest.com. Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Sam, you said Mike B's on line...
Line one. You know what?
Mike B from Ono Radio Show. Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. What's on your mind, man?
Hey, guys. How you doing? I just wanted to give a small comment on automated driving.
All right.
Oh, please. You have the floor.
Yep.
Well, I, being Mike B, and a prolific a partyman and enjoyer of good times, as they would like to say.
That's a nice way of putting it, yeah.
Enjoyer of good times.
I honestly cannot wait for automated cars because, it would be nice if when I had to go to a BDM event, if I didn't have to worry about, getting to the event without, having to pay for an Uber, where I could still have a couple of drinks, in my car, and just leave my beers in the car.
You know what? You're right. It's the automated car's fault.
Also, Mike, I assume these services won't be free. You'll still have to pay.
I also like that he said getting to the event is the hard part because he's already drunk.
Yeah.
I imagine that it's going to be...
have you ever tried to order an Uber, face?
We are doing ACT, Mike B. This is a corporate time. Please don't say that.
I'm virtually certain that literally half of Ubers are ordered S-faced. But yes, I was...
You know, Tom, you do it.
I was at a beach party one time, a BDM beach party, and I attempted to try to order an Uber.
I had to order it for you, to which you just closed it out.
One time at one BDM party.
And then had Tommy Gilligan drive you to your pop's house.
Yeah. I came to about halfway there where I was
what are you guys talking about?
Who are you?
Where I realized...
You awoke in the middle of a transport, Tom.
Yeah. I kind of I had too many shots. Went through a mild brownout, and then came to in Gilligan's car and or his truck.
Tom, actually, that's what I told the cops. I'm like, I had a couple of shots and had a mild brownout. That's why I'm here sleeping at a stop sign.
Yeah.
Mike B, we love you.
So, Mike, is your day off, I assume?
Yeah, it's my day off. They canceled my manager's meeting, so I'm just, getting a little twisted in the middle of the day.
Are you supposed to record tonight with Ono Radio Show?
Well, yeah, but I'll obviously take a nap in between that.
Like last week when you slept through the show?
Wow. Man.
Do you fall asleep?
I'm going to get you because you made more work for me.
Yeah, he falls asleep during the show. And then they all get quiet, and then they screw with him on the show. It's pretty funny.
Oh,
I like that.
So what? So if I fall asleep before the show, it's a problem. If I fall asleep during the show, it's a problem.
You might be narcoleptic.
Well, I mean, I like how everybody's throwing every other reason except
extreme alcoholism.
Like you're like, you might be narcoleptic. I can't wait for automated cars. Like the problem is, I mean, we know
there's one problem.
We know what the problem is. It's just
how dare you blame alcohol? I'm
just saying,
for all of us.
If we could just get automated cars and my narcolepsy to calm down.
Did you say after all I've done for all of us? What have you done for us?
No. How dare you blame alcohol, Dan? After all it's done for every single one of us.
Alcohol.
How dare you
It's
blame
ruined our
alcohol?
lives.
It's not made my life better.
Everything about it has been a...
I mean, in fact, I think Tom said
problem.
I think Tom said one time on the show. Now I don't agree with this. I think this is like your phrase, but you said something to the effect of, "Dan would be on Saturday Night Live right now if he wasn't an alcoholic." I'm like, he's right. Oh my God, that's great. I didn't know that.
I'd be a CEO of a restaurant right now.
I'm hanging up on you.
But here we are.
Hang up on him. I'm done with him.
You'd be Mr. Flat's partner.
This is why I didn't pick up your phone call the first time, Mike, if you're wondering.
Kerr's crazy, can't stop him. Leave him
Can't
alone.
stop himself.
Sam's on that.
Leave him
And then
alone.
she sells me that. Okay,
Mike, don't let him bully you.
let's do a couple of
You
voicemails.
be you.
He's trying.
Live your best life.
Yeah,
He's
man.
going to do whatever he wants.
Oh,
clearly.
I'm tuning in for Ono Radio Show tonight.
Me too.
Let's see what happens.
And it's-
Light the fuse.
And
Twitch.
it's funny, things
TV/ONRS Live.
There you go.
Things are
Shots.
always funny
Love to
until
those guys.
it's dramatically not funny. For instance, like, look how drunk this guy is. I poke him, and then you do that, and you're like,
Oh, it got sad.
he's dying of organ failure. And you're like, that's what happens. It's true. You're like, look how drunk he is, and then you're like, oh, Rose is dead.
You're sitting there. You're sitting,
that's what happens.
You're sitting there eating at Tijuana Flats. And then he comes out and he's like, guys, just got to get some bad news. It's going to be the last time you see me. And we're like, oh, man, what, you getting a new job? No, I'm dying.
Oh.
You know that
Here's
that alcohol I drank all the time.
Yeah.
That it was so funny. I fall asleep
Yeah.
standing up.
Yeah.
That turns out that killed me.
Oddly enough, when the doctor said I was dying, I said, well, smack my ass and call me Sally. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Here's some chips and dip on the house.
It turns out you just you can't drink that much every day. It's just come back to get you. You're
Being
like,
full transparent right now, it is only 1:45 p.m.
I know, that's the thing. It's like
on a Thursday, although we're releasing this on a Monday.
but it is like this guy likes
and he's
to play.
already hammered.
It's
Or
funny.
you can hear him trying to get it together when he called it, and he goes,
Yeah, he did.
hey, he did what you do. He's like, hey, guys, it's Mike B from Oh No Radio Show.
And then curse crazy.
It's funny too because this guy likes to party. Was good in your 20s, maybe early 30s, but then after 35 to like 55, it's like, oh, this guy likes to
Party. Yeah. You change the inflection.
Yeah. The party
It
becomes
comes back
sad.
around. But if you can power through.
Are you partying? You're by yourself in your apartment,
But if
and you're
you-
blacked out. Is that a party? Like,
Hell yeah, man.
If anybody showed up to your apartment right now, would they say, "Wow, a party's going on"?
Well,
Or
that's
they'd be
right.
like, whoa.
That's
Or
why-
they would be like, "Oh,
That's why you gotta,
this is-
you got to go through the motions. That's why you got to put the party hat on.
Oh, okay,
You know,
yeah.
put the cake out. You got to
Yeah.
do that. It comes back around though. If you can power through until like 55 to 60,
Yeah.
then you're back into party mode. Just a lot of people don't make it through the transition.
I think
Yeah.
you have to actually be involved in a party, right? You can't
Party for one,
you're
baby.
Like, hey, I'm partying. You're like, no, you're just you're getting drunk alone, and your only friend is your cat. And then, not that that's Mike B. I mean,
No, his only friend is his mustache, which looks like a cat.
yeah. Look,
Hold on, I'll be right back. Got to feed my mustache some Frisky Feast. Put a party hat on your mustache. Put a party hat on you. Sit in your lazy boy, pass out. All right, we got to take a break.
Okay.
We'll take one. We'll come back. You're listening to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan.
welcome to a corporate time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Our producer Samantha is here wearing one of the coolest Disney shirts I've ever seen. It is a throwback retro Mr. Toad's Wild Ride shirt.
Yes.
That's cool, dude.
Thanks.
You are significantly feeling the effects that you have not been to the theme parks in months, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
I've
like
been
this
living
is
off Disney Plus.
this is like a thing for you, right?
Yeah.
Like freaking out a little. My wife is too a little bit.
If we don't come out with a Mrs. Toad's Wild Ride shirt,
Where have you been?
That's you have that.
No.
Oh.
But I'm saying we should have done that years
Oh,
ago.
I thought Sam was telling us. Well, I've already been selling them.
I've been selling those on the
I'm like,
sideline.
I would have
know.
bought one, number one, but no. Write that Butler. Write down Mrs. Toad's Wild Ride.
Yeah.
Totally got to do that. And we'll just.
Oh, that's
and that-
I thought
That's
that
the
was
best.
part of it. Totally.
Oh, totally awesome. Totally frogsome.
Anyway, should we play the intro? What is it?
I don't even know. I forgot. That's the only part I forgot to set up.
I just got
is
excited about Mrs. Toad.
I know.
Although we did learn on the Friday Free Show, Toadin is different than Froggen.
Yeah.
Toadin's in the...
Yeah. I talked to Concrete Mike this morning.
I can't believe I'm giving him a prize for that.
He's excited. It's greatest achievement.
Nerds. Nerds.
Jock, nerd, jock, nerd.
It is Nerd Jock with EJ. How you doing, EJ?
Good. Thanks for taking my call and let me do the segment.
No problem. So, where do you want to start today, EJ?
Let's do nerd stuff today.
Okay. All
right.
I'm excited because you definitely have seen the news about the PlayStation 5 and its release thing. Mm-hmm. Have you seen any of that stuff?
No,
Tom?
I haven't, but I've been avoiding it. I'll tell you why. I think I have a pretty decent reason for avoiding it. Number one, my Nintendo Switch has been taking up all of my time, so my head's sort of in that. Number two, I don't really want to hear PC gamers, Sony fanboys, and Xbox fanboys mix it up online. There's too much fighting as it is, so I'm just avoiding it. I'll just let real gamers tell me, good or bad. What do you think?
So, give me the rundown of what the PlayStation 5 has to offer, because I've been out of the video.
EJ doesn't know.
No, don't do that to me.
Well,
He doesn't know anything. He brought up the story and doesn't know.
I'm more excited about the games that are coming out.
I think that's a simplistic way to look at it, because you're not a specs guy. You don't, even if I told you what the thing's running on, you wouldn't even care. So yeah, give us some of the games that are on the horizon and people are looking forward to.
They're going to do a Miles Morales Spider-Man game, which that right there sold me the PlayStation 5.
All
Okay.
right.
And then they're also doing Horizon Zero and Resident Evil.
And Tom,
8.
I know you're not a gamer, but most of the time, if you're, and I'll stand behind this statement, most of the time, if you're a gamer, those Spider-Man games have been a good bet.
Yeah.
They're always pretty darn good. If you don't like a free open world where you can fly through the sky using your spider webs, I can't help you. I can't help you.
So, how much better, and this is going to make me sound like an old man, are the graphics than PlayStation 4 to 5?
I think we should bring graphics back. Most people don't use that term anymore. No, I'm with you on this one.
I saw some of the gameplay for Madden, and Madden looks like an actual football game. You know how, in the past, the Madden games, you could tell it's still a video game.
Yeah.
It looks like Monday Night Football, from the back view. And I was really impressed with it.
So it will eventually get to the point where essentially we're playing something that looks exactly like reality.
It's pretty close now. If my wife doesn't have her glasses on and I'm playing the newest FIFA with all the updates and my TV set correctly, she honestly can't tell the difference between that and an EPL match.
Wow.
It's really good. And some of the scenes on the newest Madden this year was probably my biggest Madden year. I dedicated so many hours to Madden. It was a giant waste of time. But there's some scenes that they have in the game even now that you're like, whoa, man, that looks like a real football game.
So, is this going to have? Do they even come with discs or CD drives
well, that's the
anymore?
Thing. Now they're going to have two versions of it. They're going to have the disc one, and they're going to have the all digital one, which is a first for the PlayStation. Which you can. It's going to be a little bit less, I think, if it's all digital. But I like having the hard disk. I like if anything goes wrong, you still have the disc.
So said like a true old man.
But the other way of looking at that is you have a disc in there, you have a spinnable moving part, more things to break.
Yeah,
and also,
and it's a solid state drive, and they'll just beef it up and make it super crazy.
Yeah, it seems like that will soon be rendered useless. The disc and everything will just be upload. I mean, it's pretty close now, right?
Yeah. I don't use any discs anymore.
Yeah, I usually download games like God of War when it was cheap for just the digital download. I'll do that, but if it's something new that I really want, I'll usually go get the disc.
You know what I'm a fan of, and I don't think you'd be able to do this for your bigger, larger games like your
Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah, Witcher, Wild Hunt, stuff like that. Is I like Nintendo. Yeah. I know I'm a Nintendo fanboy now, but it's all I play with May for the most part. I'm still Xbox. That's still the system that I lean towards because I always have. But they had the little cartridges that you just kind of pop in, and then your game's in there. You know, I don't think we have the technology to do that for the larger games yet. I think we will. But it's cool to have that little instant cartridge. You just pop in there and you're ready to go.
So follow me with this, guys. Since there's no sports right now, I've been switching my gambling brain to like real life stocks. And then trying to like look at companies and like in my mind right now, I don't even know how to go and like invest in the stocks right now. I've got like an Ameritrade or Scottrade or something. I got to figure it out.
Like Robinhood or something like that.
Anyway, but GameStop, since it seems like everything's going digital, like GameStop is a company I would like to short because it seems like there'd be no need for them moving forward 10 years from now if everything is digital because you're not selling used games and stuff. Now, there's still the used hardware, but
systems,
I assume that people would just get those online, right?
You can do a lot of that online now. They're
just sell it online. Instead of having to go to a GameStop and then you go to a GameStop, you just peer-to-peer, you just sell your system online.
Well, there's retailers that do it professionally now, that they're in the business of just refurbing these gaming systems.
But since you guys are more into video games, tell me why GameStop will still be a thing or any of those used pre-owned system video game stores.
Yeah, well, I used to belong to GameFly too, which was where you had the game sent to your house.
Yeah.
But, there's just no need because it's almost, that was convenient, right? The convenience was I got them in the mail. But now the convenience is I can just download the demo and play it in my house.
So, EJ, is that, am I correct thinking that
I think that GameStop is on its way out. It's the Blockbuster of video games, so it's on its way out.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, because everyone's going digital. Everything's getting downloaded. You can do peer-to-peer with the systems. More likely you're going to go to a Target or Best Buy or Walmart or Amazon to get your systems now.
Yeah. And you're even able to trade games now, on a system or play your games at other people's houses.
Yeah.
Xbox and PlayStation have now allowed you to kind of travel with your stuff in the cloud if you want to play it.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you guys. Now, what can you download a game and then once you download a game, is it only to your system? Like, you can't then share that download or transfer that download to anybody else, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So
usually, EA has a code that's specific that only use once, and then it's dead.
Is there any way to hack that? Is there a deep web?
Probably, but you're voiding warranties and stuff like that. So if anything goes wrong with your system, and sometimes there's little things in the games that if you do hack the game, it'll totally brick it, so you won't be able to play at all.
Okay. I wondered if there was this secondary market of hackers that are trading digital downloads.
There was,
and I'm sure there still is, but it's at this point it's a little too sophisticated for you or I. You know what I mean?
It used to be like Dreamcast. You used to be able to do that. You'd have a load disc and you could put it in the Dreamcast system, and then once that got loaded, you could put any game you wanted onto it. It was the way to hack the Dreamcast. So I remember getting a bunch of games that way.
I wonder if they'll a company will come out where legally they figure out a loophole where okay, so for instance, if you bought a hard copy of let's say Grand Theft Auto 10, I don't even know what it is.
Yeah, no such thing, but I like that.
So legally, I can...
It'll get there.
If I purchase that, I could share that disc with any of my friends, and there's nothing illegal about that, right?
Correct.
So because it's mine, I can share it with anybody. So I wonder if there will be a company in the future that it's like you join, you pay a monthly fee, and then the company basically has these games, and then you lease or rent, or you're able to then get these games
now,
for
PC
free.
gamers have been doing that, like Steam, where you can download games for PC. I mean, I believe Juan knows more about it, and he can tell you in the Twitch chat room, but you're able to kind of go in there and purchase a license, and you can use what they have in there.
Because
you know what I mean? It's almost like you're coming to the mall, and here's all the games.
Because the only problem with the GameStop being dead in the future is these games are still, $80? Or something, or what do the games cost?
They're $69.
They're $60,
so,
65.
So $65. That is a step too far for poor people, poor kids,
Yeah.
who
It's expensive. Yeah, it's very expensive.
So then the people that didn't have the money to buy brand new would get used games, a couple months after they release or whatever. And if there's no ability to do that, there has to be a market for cheaper games.
Yeah, like see, Juan says Steam is just the hub. Valve Corp buys access to distribute licenses. So all the licensing is in there. You opt in, and you can kind of pick and choose what you want, and they made it easy by putting them all in one area. But it'll get more, I think it will get more sophisticated. Like even Xbox is doing that with, I belong to like an online thing, and like for extra $5 a month, you get access to like all of these older games that they had. And it's a lot of stuff that I would have played back in my early 20s and stuff like that. And they just give you tons of it. Nintendo does it.
Because there's always been a secondary video game market, and there's got to be one in the future once everything goes digital download. I'm sure they'll figure that out. It's interesting to see what that will be, what that secondary market would be, because it's not like, all games are brand new or nothing. It's got to be something cheaper than that. Anyway,
there was a sweet spot when you could either download or get the CD, and like you could trade, and then you could hack your Xbox to play like burned games.
Yeah.
There was like a sweet spot, and we're out of that now. So.
Like 2000, 2003, around that area.
Yeah, about like that. I remember going to a tattoo shop that will remain nameless, and they're like, check out all these games we burned. You want to buy some? And I'm like, yes.
All right, next story.
The other thing I have is Pokemon Go Fest is happening this year, but it's going to be digitally, and it's going to be July 25th and 26th.
Nice.
So you can buy a ticket and you get both days.
So you did?
How does that work?
Are you digitally going to said?
No, of course. Yeah, I'm going to do either at Lake Hill or maybe Disney Springs.
I'm glad to find people at Pokemon Go Fest LLC or whatever the hell it is.
Printing money.
They probably are like, hey, this is way cheaper and better for us.
Yeah,
we don't have to set up a whole event. There's
no parking
infrastructure we have to build.
We don't have to.
Let's just put it in the game, and it's one little switch. We flick it, and it's good to go.
They're probably laughing all the way to the bank. They're like, we don't have to rent an area, security, like all these costs. It's like just sell a digital ticket, and these nerds will do this stuff at their own parks near their house, and we're just selling nonsense.
But why do you even need to buy the digital ticket? Can't I just walk around with my phone to do it anyway?
Well, you have to be in the contest, right?
There's certain events that go with it. Like they'll do special shinies, the unknowns, like Gible will be shiny, which is a sought after Pokemon, stuff like that.
It's it makes sense that they would just make this where you can do it from anywhere in the world.
So
they'll make more money, and
because everyone can go. It's not like you have to pay for travel or the hotels, food.
Now let me ask:
everyone can go. Mon.
Here's the thing, EJ. You know as well as everybody that a lot of this is about camaraderie, is about like a
community.
Also,
that's the big thing about it.
The festivals, though, it's kind of like exclusivity, right? Because they only have so many tickets you can buy.
Yeah.
Isn't it about? I thought it was about meeting girls and stinging.
yeah. There's that too.
You can do that too.
But it's also like a destination. Like you
traveling old Tom Van.
You travel to Chicago or wherever they're at. You make a weekend out of it. You make a trip. It's a destination. There's other like-minded people. I mean, so it's kind of like
you guys want to go to BJ's Brew House after this?
Like we can do. It's like BDMs. Like I assume that a lot of BDMs like to get together once in a while, see each other in person, hang out. We're all together. Like
catch some virtual animals.
Like I feel like we could do it virtually. It just doesn't have the same psychological effect. You're not getting the same thing out of it. But they'll probably make just as much money and never go back.
Probably more.
There's communities in every area. Like no matter, like there's a huge Orlando community. Like I know thousands of people in Orlando.
Do you guys go by your code names when you meet out? Are you like?
Yeah, there's a guy named Trost that's a BDM. He listens to the show as well.
I'm Zaxxon69.
He's the one that runs the Discord for Orlando.
Okay, I got to admit something. I watched Pokemon Detective over the weekend with my son.
All right.
Yeah.
My son's
Ryan Reynolds.
Yep. They really loved it.
It's Pikachu Detective, right?
Oh yeah. Pikachu Detective.
Detective Pikachu.
Detective Pikachu.
Yeah. And
he just got demoted though.
What do you mean?
He's just not.
He's
a little reckless.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They put him on desk duty now. He's like, come on, man, be cool, bro.
He's like Officer Hops.
The movie was decent. It was put together well. The only problem, and I'm going to do a little spoiler alert here, is that
Pikachus don't exist. Is that the problem?
No.
Oh.
Mewtwo is all powerful.
And here's the thing: if you want to watch Pokemon Detective, don't listen to this. So EJ, I assume you've seen this, right?
Of course, I took my kids to see it.
Pikachu is the murderer.
So I
The whole
don't.
time.
Yep, the whole
Well-
time he used his what do you call it?
Well,
electric.
I guess I won't watch it now.
He killed her. He
Thundershock.
killed
He
her
used
with
Thundershock
with
to
the
kill all those
electro
balloons.
tail.
Ryan Reynolds as the dad seemed didn't see that coming, and then also I was like,
How do you not see that coming?
well, I was just
It's-
confused
Wait,
by it.
Ryan-
Special needs
Child.
detective
This
watching
explains why
Detective
kids
Pikachu.
do.
Ryan Reynolds is Pikachu's dad?
No.
Are you kidding me?
He's the boy's dad.
What?
But also I'm like,
The boy
There
doesn't
goes
know.
that
Is
movie.
it up to the boy and Pikachu to help find out who his father is? Is that
What happened to his father?
well, they. I'm just gonna say they don't look alike, and so I was like, "Is this your stepdad?"
Oh, you're
Or
going to
is
get a
this-
lot of hate mail for ruining Detective Pikachu.
I don't
Yeah,
think
you
should
are.
point
I
out
haven't
this
seen
a
it.
good
You
deal
ruined
of
it for
time
me,
right
and I
now.
just texted my daughter and ruined it for her.
Which Pokemon is donating a lot of money to Black Lives Matter.
if you are,
Are they really good?
if you
Yes,
are an
they are.
adult,
Part of the tickets for Pokemon Go Fest is going to Black Lives Matter and also
cool.
other
Well, that's awesome.
U.S.-based nonprofit communities.
Yeah, then you're doing something good in your community. Well done.
Yeah, I bought 2 tickets for it. One for my account, one for my son's account.
That's awesome.
what? Any other nerd stories?
Well, I definitely got to do this next one. Netflix is coming up with a new show. Did you guys ever play the game when you were kids? The Floor is Lava.
I
Of
did.
course.
I did.
They are making a game show out of it, and it kind of looks good. And I kind of want to be on it.
I've got the clip right here that EJ sent us. So if
I'm
everybody,
surprised like Nickelodeon hasn't already done this.
Well,
Why hasn't this been done? It seems like they should have done this years ago.
It is
okay.
kind of weird that it's adults doing it, in my opinion.
here we go,
but-
guys. We're gonna check out. This is the official trailer for Netflix's "The Floor Is Lava." Here we go.
It's the hottest game show in history.
This is essentially just Wipeout.
It's kind of Wipeout, but it's the nostalgia of The Floor is Lava.
$10,000 and gets to meet me, Rutledge Wood. Hello. Make it from the entrance to the exit, and your team earns a point. Fall in, and you're out.
Ooh,
That guy focused no.
it does look like it's pretty scary looking lava.
The obstacle course is colossal. The leaps are epic, and you really want to stick your landings.
Yeah, they are
because
hitting
the floor
hard, man.
is lava.
At least in Wipeout, they give you helmets.
So instead of like Wipeout, they make these sets to look like living rooms.
It's pretty
or-
cool. I
yeah,
like it.
It's
Yeah.
I like it.
But I also liked Wipeout for
Yeah,
the first
I
couple
also
years.
like Wipeout.
Yeah.
But
We
then I
watched that
burned
the
out of
other day.
Wipeout.
I like Holy Moly.
I mean,
Never got into it.
Holy Moly's good.
I literally just saw about enough, and I'm good.
You're over it? Yeah.
I'm just like that's about
The trailer's all I need.
No
I watch
fun
it.
old
Look at her! Look at her go! Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
look, big fat grandma fell in her butt. All right.
if this was ice cream, I had 3 scoops and I'm full already. I'm done.
That was 3 scoops. Wow, you eat fast. It was like a 2 scooper to me.
It's just I see what it is. Great idea. It just I don't know how long I could watch this.
Your kids would probably like it.
Yeah, but I feel like they would watch it for about 10 minutes and then want to play The Floor is Lava at their
Yeah, they
in the
want
living
to.
room.
They want to
Yeah.
do it. Yeah, that's what Macy's like. I'm like, hey, look, X Games, and she's like, let's go ride bikes, and I'm like, I shouldn't have done that.
So
You know what I mean? Like, I lit the
kids
fuse.
want to
Yeah.
like go out and do the game.
Yep.
So and then and I'm watching this. I'm like, that mom fell in the lava.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, all right.
Look, I'm always going to watch ladies in yoga pants falling down. Like, I'll always watch that. And I'll always watch people falling down and smashing their face. But the problem is, and I think you hit the nail on the head, this trailer is literally just giving you all the best parts. So you watch this, you don't have any of the downtime or any of the jumps that they made. I don't want to see that.
Maybe
Or the interviews.
Plus, make it boiling water.
yeah. Make
To
it
get scalded as you go in?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to have something. I mean, you can't just make the water red and call it Blood Island.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
that's
yeah. It was like,
stupid.
is it heated? Like, you know what? The best part about the old school not American, Ninja Warrior.
No, the original Ninja Warrior.
Yeah, the old school original Ninja Warrior. They had doo-doo water, and that is where I found
it's like they
the
pumped
most
it in
entertainment
from a fish market. It was brown and guts in it.
Yeah. So
I thought you'd like it because at least they colored the water.
They did, but I know that it's in a
just
set,
lighting.
and it's probably like it's
Would
probably,
you like it to be real lava?
Yes.
Well, just
Okay.
something.
Yes.
I want it to
Would
be.
you die from poison?
But it's like, look, you
before
signed up
even
for
get
it.
near
But that hasn't been
So-
done before. That's my
Right.
point. It's not that this is bad. It's just not creative.
Yeah.
Although,
So-
if it was real lava, the first time I watch a MILF in yoga
No.
pants like burn
Melt
alive,
away.
I'm like, hey,
But you watch the whole way.
I don't want to.
I want to watch at least into the top part. I want to see if those things are
They're
real.
like-
They're not real.
I gotta eat my Cheerios tomorrow.
Well, they don't. They cut
Too
away.
far.
They cut away.
Oh, okay. But then
No, they mute it because I think you could watch it. You just can't listen to it.
Just hear the sound.
Yeah, no. They mute it. So you see her going in,
Screaming.
You just don't hear the sound. It's okay.
Or do it this
Morbid.
way, but like throw in a nude person every once in a while. You know what I'm saying? Like
Making it rain with lava.
this, like
No, just have a nude man run by.
or he'll try it. Like you could go nude for
Yeah.
extra points.
Just throw it at crazy.
Okay, I'm
throw it
in.
at crazy flasher. Just runs by. Open the trench
Floor is
coat.
lava after dark.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
let's
I'll
do
watch
it.
the nude
I
version.
would watch that.
Yeah.
The floor is lava. XXX.
You know,
Get porn stars to do it.
you have to put in a code, so the kids can't watch or whatever.
Yeah,
just
but
like
then
something.
the kids steal your code because it's
Or just get a
6969.
VPN and put you in a different country.
You know what?
altogether.
I'm mad that we have an open source internet with the ability to put anything we want with no regulation whatsoever, and there's not that many professionally done nude shows like there is in Germany.
Yeah.
The last time I was in Europe,
You watched a nude American Gladiator.
Here comes American Gladiator.
He was sending me text messages.
this was like 15 years ago, whatever. But the there's nude shows in Europe, and I was like, this is the future. America will get here, and
Eventually, everyone on TV will be nude.
we have
for
the-
every show.
No, I don't want it for every show.
No, I
But
want it for every show. Mr. Belvedere,
why isn't there
Webster.
more of
The best singer.
an X-rated, professionally put together show that is at least on HBO or something, Netflix, like anything?
Skinemax.
There's just where's the nudity?
Maybe it's up to us.
It's on the internet.
I know.
New shirt.
No, but
Nudity.
he doesn't want sex, guys. You guys don't know what you're talking about. He wants nudity. There's a massive difference. He wants all
You
of the
can find that
comforts.
on-
He wants
on
all of the
internet.
comfort of Cypress Cove, but all of the action of American Ninja Warrior.
Like I want a professionally produced show, and then all of a sudden, like a chick dumps him out, and I'm like, whoa!
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, that's
I
cool.
want to be watching.
You know,
what's that?
why not?
What's the house flipping
Dumps
show
them
with
out.
the Gaines couple? Chip Gaines and Chip and whatever the Asian lady. She's beautiful.
Oh, the home.
The Magnolia. They're the Magnolia people.
Yeah,
They have the Magnolia Network. I would watch them both flip a house nude.
yeah.
It'd be better because they're both attractive.
Just one episode, or at least have the option where it's like, hey, this is this type of show, but
Fixer Upper. That's the name of the show.
there's some nudity, and then I'll be like, all right, I'm in. Like,
Joanna and Chip Gaines. Yeah, I love those guys. But both of them are very attractive.
we live
Something for everybody.
we live in a world. There's no FCC now with the internet, and people can do whatever they want. Where the hell's the nudity? Anyway.
Yeah, UCW to the bone says the husband looks like AJ Styles. Yes, George's own AJ Styles. He does. He's an attractive man. You get him, and she's an attractive lady, at least in bikinis.
Yeah, something.
Let's start. Just get stepping stones.
What else
Are
we
you
got?
being yelled at by a lady?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I'm zooming with Toshiba right now.
Uh-oh.
he's lying,
He's
he's
lying to his boss.
Toshiba.
Yeah.
Racist. Why would you say that?
Zooming with Toshiba.
That sounds like the worst anime ever.
Oh, you're going to make him laugh and get him in trouble.
That's what I tell my...
I'm on a business call right now. Who are you zooming with? He looks at his computer monitor.
And
Toshiba?
all you hear is Tom yelling, "Where is the nudity?"
Yeah,
in the background.
you're zooming with Toshiba? Are you also zooming with Mr. Dell?
Yeah, we're trying to figure out the PDFs if they go into the thing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
If the PDFs go into the thing. Yeah, that sounds right.
Bad at lying.
Oh,
Mr. Toby.
he is bad at lying.
Toshiba says that the renderings went into the Dell. Oh, God.
Professor Outlook is
Oh, God.
sending me
I ate Qdoba this morning. I have diarrhea. May I be excused?
I have to go home.
I have to go home. Toshiba gave me diarrhea.
Okay.
I don't want you on there doing a silly radio show, and give up the comedy too while you're at it. When you're here, you're on the clock, and you sweep and you mop, and that's what you do.
Fails. It never fails. Okay, they're gone.
And that's what you do. And you tell Toshiba and Mr. Dell.
Okay, yeah.
But I
Get
do
to
have to
work.
do that. I have to do a Zoom call later with Toshiba to figure out if we can get rid of our copy track instead of that.
Oh God, that's
So
Instead
that
of-
is part of the thing. So
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's,
whatever makes you feel
whatever,
better.
buddy.
when you're a young tight end, I'm sure that's what you dreamed of.
Yeah.
One day
Yeah.
I'll Zoom with Toshiba to figure out the
thing with the thing.
Yeah, when I make it, I'll Zoom with Toshiba and Mr. Dell, and then I'll buy a fence for my house.
Oh.
So want to switch to sports or what else?
yeah,
we
I
got?
have a transition one. Have you heard about this guy that found his Uncle Jimmy had a bunch of baseball cards in his attic, and they get distributed to the nieces and nephews of this guy, and he had like 6 Babe Ruth cards all signed.
Oh, my God.
And they're like worth $1 million.
Whoa.
Just the Babe Ruths, and he has a bunch of other stuff. He has like Lou Gehrig. He has letters from like Jackie Robinson. His collection is amazing.
So let me ask you this: how much? Okay, for every time this happens, right? This I feel gives hope to thousands of people across the world that find like old baseball card collections in their dead uncle's house or whatever else it is, and then they spend so much time going through every one and checking them on the internet because they're thinking that one's going to be that Babe Ruth $1 million, and they probably spend weeks going through it, nothing worth nothing.
Yeah, I did that.
Like that happens.
Yeah.
1,000 times or maybe 10,000 times for every one time you find a valuable card, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, but the memorabilia collections have gone really up since COVID. Like, especially because of the Jordan documentary and all that stuff. A lot of the stories have gotten bigger because everyone wants memorabilia because they can't watch sports.
Like my mom gave me a box of old comic books that I had when I was a kid, and the boys have been like, I gave them a couple.
Uh-oh. Some might be some nudie slide in there.
Yeah. One was inappropriate. And there's a picture of a cat, and I thought it was a kid's one. I gave it to Tommy, and then he's like, they were laughing, and I went and
This
looked.
cat's pee-pee's out.
There was like a chicken lingerie.
Yeah,
It was like the cat was a horny detective or something.
The cat was a horny detective.
It was something else.
Bring it in on Friday.
I will.
Bring it in on Friday.
I will.
Oh my God, I'm gonna pass out.
And then I was like, oh, I took that away. And I was
I'll
like,
give Daddy his horny cat magazine back.
And then I there was like a Garfield one, but then I was looking through, and then
well,
like,
it was not Garfield.
he had a big bee. I was like, what is this?
A big bee. Beehole.
What are you doing?
It was
What?
There was inappropriate, and then there's like,
You gave your kids a cartoon of Garfield and a boner?
and then there was a bunch of other ones in there, and then I'm gonna throw them all away
Oh, this right here.
because I just
This is a great comic book. Daddy doesn't have his glasses. It says Hustlers barely legal.
there's no way any of them are worth any money, right?
Just take him to the comic book store. Let the comic book guy.
All the ones that I
search
had-
through 'em.
No way.
And if he doesn't want any, then you just throw them away. You're losing maybe an hour of your life at most.
All the ones that I had that were worth anything, my mom sold.
No, really.
Yeah, the best comic I ever had was I had an X-Men #3.
Wow.
But it was not in good condition. That's the only problem. It wasn't.
Yeah, you got to get them graded.
It
That's
wasn't
usually the
terrible.
case.
It wasn't terrible, and it was certainly readable. But I don't.
It'd probably be like a 5, and when you want like a 9.9.
Right. I don't
People
know.
are asking if it was Fritz the cat.
I don't know. I mean, it was a
All right.
You
cartoon
can't
cat.
read.
I don't know
guys.
what it is.
Look
yeah.
at the pictures.
Believe me,
he told you Garfield with a big beehole.
Even as a kid, I didn't
Okay.
read these. Like my aunt gave them to me, and they were in a giant box. And then, as a kid, guess what? I couldn't read as a kid or an adult. I couldn't.
You read better as a kid, which
and
is weird.
didn't want to. Plus, I don't like comic books in the way that
Oh
for whatever.
my God! I'm reading some the Wikipedia on Fritz the cat. This is
Yeah.
this is
Oh,
not
yeah,
for
that's a
children.
little,
Yeah, I didn't. Anyway, I'll bring in the box and you guys
Yeah,
will look through
bring
them.
in the box.
So, what else we got?
Okay, well, so let's start with the sports stuff. Have you seen the story about Miller Field in Milwaukee yet?
No.
So this guy snuck onto the field and started driving a tractor and wrote his name on the baseball field at Miller Field while the grounds crew watched because they couldn't stop him.
All right.
And caused a whole bunch of damage, like $50,000 worth of damage. Like he mowed down the pitcher's mound, and oh god.
Well, you can't send the police out there to arrest the man who's destroying the stadium.
He's on a lawnmower, right?
One of those big tractors that usually either cuts the field or that's what he was doing. And he cut down the pitcher's mound and then wrote his name in the outfield.
It's stoppable.
Go up there and push him off. You know what I'm saying? Right? It's not like he's on the tractor. He's mowing his name. Can't do anything.
And he's not going so fast. He's not going to run you over.
Yeah. Go over there and lightly trot next to him, jump on the tractor, then kick him in the head.
Yeah, he's fighting you. You push him off, and then he rolls under the blade. Then
it sprays his body out.
You're going to need a hose.
Old lawnmower blades. They're not like the ones that spin sideways, the ones that go over like that.
Yeah, then you're going to need a hose. You hose the grass down before opening day.
I just feel like you could easily stop him.
I feel like too.
I don't know why.
The amount of people that fall off of lawnmowers and get injured is very high.
Yeah.
So that makes me think that being pushed off is pretty easy.
Was he a crazy person?
I don't know if he was a crazy person. I just read the story that he was running all over riding all over the field, and the grounds crew just watched him do it.
Sounds fun. It's like what people do on golf courses with their cars.
Yeah, I guess so.
I never did that because I always thought it was pretty disrespectful if you were really into
ruining
golf.
grass. I hate that.
Yeah, I'm not big into it.
EJ, I don't know if you're going to talk about this or not, but I was listening to a podcast talk about the chances of the NFL coming back and then college football coming back. And they brought up some good points that I didn't really deep dive think about, and they suspected that NFL for sure is coming back. I think they put it at like a 70% probability or whatever. But the college football, they doubt they'll be able to come back successfully just from the amount of people and the fact that every college has a different setup, and so they were talking about just breaking it down to the amount of people on a team, and they're like, all right, if you take all the NFL players, it's like 2,300 players with their full roster and practice squad or whatever.
Sure.
And then if you take the same thing like college, it's like 11,000 players. It's some insanely huge amount
with a varying degree of safety measures in place for everybody, right?
Yes,
depending on which place you're dealing with.
And yes, you're dealing with adults, but you're also dealing with adults that a lot of parents have high involvement with. I'm saying, either they're involved in their kids' life still, or they're paying for it, or they're, whatever it is. So now you got other people in the decision making for these people, these players. They deemed it pretty difficult for them to come up with a plan for the college football season to come back successfully.
I never thought about that.
Then they were talking about the possibility of it coming back in spring and then postponing it so that there's NFL football and then the college football starts in spring, citing that giving more time may be better,
Yeah.
Well, I got a plan of what they're doing in Miami. They're bringing back some of the players, and they're breaking them up into squads of 8 with one trainer and one coach. And that's how they're getting it ready for the season, so they can keep them socially distanced, and you're aware of which group's interacting with who, and that's the way they can keep the COVID protocols that they need to do that way. That's what they're doing at Miami. Is what I got the letter from the athletic director.
Also, if you think about it in college football terms, now you have, college kids that not only they're playing college football, but they're going to class and they're trying to do their classes as well. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then are you going to tell them hey, it's game week, you can't don't go out? You're going to tell a bunch of college kids EJ, you played in UM.
There's no way you're going to keep those guys from not going to the club or going to South Beach or whatever. Yeah. making sure they don't interact with anyone else would be virtually impossible.
Yeah.
But they're also doing virtual classes on the computer, so they probably could get away with some of that, but I don't know.
Yeah, and then you're adding that to you're adding virtual classes to college football players to like be responsible to study themselves and like take the tests and like
it's just the wrong age.
With every different college doing different protocols.
No, it's the wrong age. It worked for me at 35 when I went back to college. It was perfect. That's about the age when you mature enough to sit in front of a computer and dedicate yourself on your own
to do what you're supposed to do.
Oh man, that's bad.
I mean, I did some virtual classes when I was in my 20s, but it was like 1 out of the 4 that I was taking that semester.
And be real, I had a couple earlier on when they were first rolling out, and I never gave as much time to them. I never did.
So anyway, I'm not optimistic that we'll see college football start regular time. I am though with NFL. I think NFL season will be full season, and that'll be a go. But college football, man, it's going to be way more difficult.
Okay, well, we're going to talk about Ezekiel Elliott also tested positive for COVID. Also, a couple of Texans as well. But the other story I have is, did you see the video of Lamar Jackson playing football on the beach and almost getting hurt?
No, I didn't see that.
No, let's see if I can find it.
So he's playing football on a beach, and he decides to scramble, and then he goes towards a jet ski, and has to jump over it so he doesn't, bash into it. And bargain alert! It's time for me to sell my jet skis.
Oh,
God. Did you make that up?
was a setup just so he could
it
talk
really
about
is a story.
No, he did. It really is a story. Yeah. He's good tie-in. Nice. Tom doesn't, when he grips, he doesn't do them as good as that.
Yeah. So I'm selling for $9,000. I might go down to 8 if it's a BDM.
All right, $8,000 for 2. Give me the
2 jet skis and the trailer. They're both Kawasaki's. I think one's a 2011, the other one's a 2009. They're both in good running order. I just had them running last weekend.
Non-ethanol gas only in those things?
Non-ethanol gas. They've been in my garage, so they're not stored outside. So
he needs it so he can buy his fence.
So I can buy a fence.
Help him
The
out.
fence people are coming on Wednesday to measure the
All right.
house.
Oh, wow.
We're going to get estimates to see
Making
how much it
things
costs and
happen.
see what it does.
I do want 2.
Oh, here he is.
Tom and Dan show
He's
jet
going.
skis.
He's going. Lamar Jackson. He's running, and at the very end, he has to leap over a jet ski.
Well,
It's not
he
as
could
bad
have just
as
not ran
Okay,
towards
It's not
it.
bad.
Yeah, just stay away from the jet ski.
Also, I like how people freak out. And this
he's
guy is an amazing athlete. He can run around some sand and jump over a jet ski just fine.
But they were freaked out. What if you get hurt? That's always the thing. There's all those things in your contract. You're not allowed to play basketball. You're not allowed to ride a motorcycle. Stuff like that that's written in your contract to prevent you from injuring yourself in the off season.
That is true. You do take a chance when you do any of these things, but also it's you can't do nothing because it's almost better for you not to get hurt by practicing things you'd actually do.
I think this is a non-story. He's playing on the beach. He's wearing a pink flowered shirt.
Yeah.
Yes, he jumped over the jet ski because why? Because he knows how to jump over things.
Yeah.
Professionally. He's fine.
How old is Lamar Jackson? He's 23, right? He's
24, 25, somewhere in that range.
He's fine. He'll be fine. If he's going to get hurt, it's going to be because some linebacker catches him on the field.
Yeah.
Flat-footed, yeah.
Are you riding in an Old West train?
Yeah, what is happening over there?
No, we're doing copies right now that are going through the other Toshiba machine.
It sounds like you're in an old train just heading over the plains.
I think it's hole punching. That's what's the loud noise of it.
Oh, nice.
By the way, I'm so excited for the NFL to come back, and I'm so excited.
I want any sports to come back.
For the gambling.
We know.
I know.
We know.
I know.
I'm really excited for football. You're excited for gambling.
That's how bad you need gambling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because there's going to be so many unknowns that are going to be so hard to set spreads and for the Vegas community to figure out.
So are you happy that you might potentially be worse at
Make
gambling?
money
Or are
this
you
time?
happy that you might find the edges?
I'm happy because there's going to be edges because for sure in this season, who knows, all of a sudden LA could be shut down again and then they are all right, Rams and Chargers can't play home field. We're going to have them play at a neutral location
stadium,
and then it's going to be all weird and then all of a sudden someone's going to get COVID, and then they're going to have to quarantine like maybe a percentage of the starters, and then have the backups play, and then it's going to be like so many different possibilities.
Oh my God, sounds like you're taking off.
Sorry about the volume.
No, you're good.
Stuff needs to get done.
God, 40 minutes already?
I know. We've been talking a long time.
Yeah, we got to get out of here.
Break, or are we going to power through?
We got to go.
Yeah, we do got to go.
I got my jet ski in, and that's fine.
All right.
So
buy my jet ski, please.
Where can people, if they want to buy your jet skis, email you?
Do it on the BDM page, or just contact me on Messenger from.
Yeah.
Ennis Crafton.
Just email copyboy at pikachu.gay.
FloresLava.com.
Yeah. FloresLava.com. There you go. We love you, man. Be good. Tell the family we said hey, and good luck with selling the jet skis and getting the fence, okay?
Love you guys, too. Buy my jet skis before I get fired for doing this bit during my job.
Yeah, that didn't sound good with the lady that yelled at. Yeah, that didn't sound good. Luck with Toshiba later. You're going to need it.
Talk to you later, man.
All right, see ya.
Love you guys. Bye.
Love you, too. There is EJ live from... I still don't know what he does.
Me neither.
Makes copies, apparently.
He's
but I mean,
sitting there.
I mean, technically, the copy machine's making the copies.
Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah,
But someone's got to press that button.
I guess. The other guy pressed the button, not even EJ.
Toshiba?
It's a lot of.
No, the man. There's another man in there, right?
I don't know.
How many businesses waste so much money on employees that don't do
say
homework?
that. These people need their
so
jobs
many.
right now.
What is Travis doing over there?
He's making copies. He's in the other room making copies.
All right, let's take a quick break. We'll be back with more Corporate Time. Welcome to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Our producer Sam is here. Hey, Sam.
Hi.
Butler's in the other room. We're holding it down for a big Wednesday. If you've never been to the old YouTubes and typed in Tom and Dan Live, you're really missing out. In fact, I know Swervy Jones is working on a brand new cartoon that will be debuting sometime this week, I think. But all of our Twitch shows are on there, all of our ACTs. Friday Free Shows Uncensored are on there. All you have to do is go to YouTube and type in Tom and Dan Live. It's basically replays of all of our live Twitch broadcasts. And if you want to watch us live, twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live.
Also, our Father's Day packages are up on the site, and if you want to get them before Father's Day, order them by today.
Yeah.
Maybe tomorrow you'll still get them, but today will be the cutoff for everybody, even like out of the state of Florida. If you're in Florida, you could probably get away with ordering them tomorrow, which would be Thursday, and get them in time, but that's cutting it close for Eric. So it's on TomandDan.com. It's our Father's Day bundle, plus a Real Men shirt, and also the Tom and Dan leggings are up there, compression shorts.
Those are so
and those
cool,
are pre-order for this Friday. It ends this Friday, June 19th. So make sure you get your pre-orders in.
Yes.
Yeah, it's definitely nice stuff. And I think that's Butler. I think he changed his name. Not sure. But yes, he's talking about the Realman apron that's like wax. And so like I was using it to do the big breakfast for dinner grill out for Maisie. And yeah, the grease will splatter when you're cooking bacon. No problem when you get an awesome little apron there to protect your, well, I like to cook nude. So it's
okay.
just better that way. And I use two because I don't like to do the open back like a hospital gown. So I usually wear one apron in the front and one in the back, and then I tie them together.
All right.
So I'm basically wearing like
little dress.
What's like an A-line dress.
It's cute.
Yeah, it is very cute. And it now that I've lost some weight, I feel a little more confident in it. And I think the next step, breast implants. Well, after I had a baby, these things are a lot of loose skin there, and I just want to get my confidence back.
Yeah,
I understand.
I just want to feel like I felt in my early 20s. Before kids have ravaged my body. You know, like a lot of people don't understand what it's like. You know, when not only you have to use your genitals to push a baby out, but also your upper genitals are a food source.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Look like socks with a cue ball on the end.
Yeah, a lot like that.
With a brown,
with like a Hershey Kiss that an 18-wheeler'd run over. That's what it looks like.
Oh, gonna be hard to fix that.
Yeah, really. You know what? Just take them off. Just get rid of them. What are we doing here? Oh yeah, it's this. It's this right here.
Is Joey?
It's Joey.
Is your job
Yes.
desired, or would you rather be fired? I guess that I'll say it's Weird Job Wednesday. What is your weird job? Are you some disgusting fat
There you go.
to me, will you say
We're going to boost the vocals, Joey.
Weird Job Wednesday? What's your job? Are you working by the hour? What's your job? Are you sitting in your tower? Thank you, Tom. Tuesday's over, so it's time to say it's Weird Job Wednesday. It's Weird Job Wednesday.
There you go.
Thank you, Joey.
Next time you mix it, Joey, throw the vocals way high.
Yeah.
And also,
But great job.
you are playing piano and singing while
Into,
you're
like, his
recording
phone
it.
or something,
but,
yeah.
but that
He's great.
You could play piano, then sing it over on a track. It'd probably
Do it
be
live.
easier. Yeah, but
Yeah.
you are.
He's great.
I commend you for the talent because you are doing that
You've
live.
always admired people that can just sit down and start playing piano and singing. And
Oh,
it's
yeah.
something that you are jealous, I feel like, that you would like to do.
Yeah, yeah.
He wants to be a lounge singer.
It's
Many people
impossible.
don't know that about Tom.
If I
No, but I really feel like that is something. If I could dig into his brain the way that, I dig into my own brain, like somewhere in there is a vision of you dressed nice and you sit down and you're playing, a long time ago.
Yeah.
If my brain can't even get it together to skip, I'm gonna assume that playing piano and singing at the same time is so far impossible to me that if it was like
We drank a toast to innocence. We drank a toast to time.
if a genie said like
Ding, ding.
you have to learn this song and sing it on piano.
Why a genie?
In 1 year, I do not think
That's
it's possible.
weird, though.
I'm just
Genie,
saying, like,
the toilet genie
or
comes
I'll-
out and goes, blah.
or I'll like blow up the world. Like if
Wow.
the stakes were ultimately high, I still couldn't do it. Anyway.
I thought you said with training you could do anything in 2 weeks.
Tom, it is me, the toilet genie. If you don't learn Don McLean's American Pie in 1 week, I will blow up the world.
The whole skipping thing has taken a toll on my confidence.
I feel like, yeah, I knew it.
I was like,
knew it.
well, I might not be able to do brain surgery if I can't even do this. So I may have been wrong.
Yeah, it's like you have all these other dreams out there, and
Yeah.
it's like everybody's telling you to start with skipping, but you just can't do it.
yeah. That basically told me I may be worse than I thought. I may be worse than
or
even
skipping
average.
is harder than brain surgery.
There you
Put
go.
that on a shirt.
Right?
All right, who do we got now?
This is Ryan. Ryan, what's up, man?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going well, other than the fact that Tom doesn't know how to skip. Do you know how to skip?
You know what? It's been a while, but I think I do.
Yeah. Well, I thought I did too, sir. And it turns out that it's Travis.
Not only can he not skip, he can not. It's weird. It looks painful.
Daniel put the
That's,
video on the BDM page if anybody wants to see it, but it's something weird.
Trust me, once you watch it, you can't stop watching it. You'll watch it all day.
So, Ryan, what do you do?
I am an entomologist and evolutionary biologist.
Oh, I like this.
Sweet.
So, I'm a bit of a evolutionary biology buff.
They call you around the circles. He's known as buffology.
I like the
Buffology.
I like the subject. So, how like what?
By the way, that's the worst thing to say after you tell somebody you can't skip is to say, I'm a bit of a biology buff.
So, where do you work? Like, what job employs you to do this?
I work at Foot Locker.
This was a stupid degree to get. I didn't think it
cannot
out.
make money, but I can make money slinging the Yeezys.
So, what company employs you?
So I was a teaching assistant at the University of Central Florida.
Okay.
I just graduated with my master's this May, and I'll be starting my doctorate, my PhD, at the University of Kentucky. But I've worked on several projects with forestry companies from New Zealand to just working on just pure science grants, stuff like that.
Is that a traditional doctorate, a PH what?
PhD.
These nuts. I had to just knock you down a peg because you started slanging your credentials, and you're on our airwaves now.
So,
We're in charge.
what led you to get involved into this field?
So I've always been interested in insects since I was a little kid. And I've always been interested in the outdoors. Was in the Boy Scouts,
all that. And when I got to college, I was sitting in one of my classes, and a professor advertised a job in his lab and applied, and just kind of snowballed from there.
So when you say it's pronounced entomologist?
Yes.
And that is the study of insects?
Yes. Yeah, so I specialize in a type of insect called a parasitic wasp. So they're related to your ants and your bees, except they're kind of like alien. They have to inject their eggs into other insects to survive.
Yuck. And cool.
So that is like your specialty, these particular parasitic wasps?
Yeah, so I focus on a group in Southeast Australia.
So is there any great good you could do for the world? Because that's
wow.
Sorry, Ryan.
My God.
I hope nobody asked me that.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
No pressure.
Because
we're
stinky old Daddy Diddy. I mean, I plug these computers in, and I can make a Joker 5. But don't ask me if I'm doing any great good for the world.
Well, hold on. I will make the argument that even us,
I don't feel like I do anything good, Tom.
We're making people laugh, making your day better. I have heard from a lot of people like, you got me through a rough time. Like, I hear that a lot, so that means something.
Yeah.
There's we employ.
Yeah, Deadly Dan said that to us yesterday while he plotted our murder.
Yeah, that guy's coming for us.
We employ some employees that may not be able to work in the real world.
Yeah, that's true.
Because of their abilities.
With our sales back boy.
I almost choked him.
Yeah, we have a sales back boy that we employed. We give him a job so he can, have an apartment.
He had a job.
What's your job got to do with me?
So all I'm saying is,
I got a job.
Is Ryan, I'm sure you've thought about this, and you're like, and you have to, tell yourself every morning that you're getting up and you're doing something that for the greater good of society. Is there any research about these parasitic wasps that are going to lead to some sort of
greater good
breakthrough in science or something?
Yeah, so one of the parts of my job that I actually most enjoy, I think it's the coolest thing ever, is I get to name new species. So we have many organisms out there that you just don't know what they are. And when you don't know what they are, there's a lot of cool things you can find out. And
are there guidelines for what you get to name, or can, let's say you get digging in there and you find this new particular type of Australian wasp? Are there guidelines of what you can and can't name, the naming rights, or can you name it anything you want?
Yeah, there are guidelines. It's a code we call the International Zoological Nomenclature Code, the ICZN. And, you have to Latinize a name, so we have to use Latin terms, so everyone in the world's on the same page. We can't name them in English, so researchers in Japan, for example, may not understand, or we have an advantage. So we use Latin because it's a dead language.
So if you found a new wasp, you'd have to make it Latin. You couldn't just call it the ding-dong bug. Or in Latin, excuse me, dingus dongus bug. So you'd have... That sucks. It'd be like...
Yeah, we still get to do some pretty cool stuff, though. So I got a buddy who names all of his new species after metal bands. He's really big into heavy metal.
Sweet.
And I got to name one after Daenerys Targaryen from Game of Thrones.
All right, that's cool. And that's what I'm talking about. Fun names.
So far, I haven't heard anything that helping the world.
Yeah, Tom's still looking for greater good.
Yeah. You can name some bugs, some nerd names.
This is a new segment we're doing where you call in and Tom's going to tell you if your job does any of the greater good. If it does not, then you're supposed to. Well, we know what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Got to trim the fat naturally.
So one of the new species I got to describe, Yetia daenerys, is actually being employed in New Zealand now as a form of biological control to combat invasive pests. So instead of using harmful pesticides that kill all the pollinators and native beneficial insects, they're now importing this wasp to attack this beetle that's destroying their eucalyptus crop.
There you go.
All right, so you're helping. That makes sense. There it is, the greater good. I found it. Good. Ryan, let's
win.
Let's talk about what burned hot about 3 weeks ago.
the murder hornets.
Murder hornets. The stupid Facebook social media thing.
I thought that was fake, right?
I think it was based on realities. Tell us about that.
Yeah, the giant Asian hornet. So everyone was going all the buzz about that recently because they found a nest in north the Washington area. Yeah, these guys are pretty nasty. They've invaded Australia, Europe, and they cause a lot of damage to the apiary industry, beekeeping, and other stuff like that. And they hurt. Their sting is terrible. And of course, because they're big, they're angry. They kind of blew up there for a bit. But there's not too much to be concerned about, especially in Florida. Chances of them ever getting here are slim to none. And that we caught them early in Washington is a good sign. So hopefully the entomologists up there can control, monitor, and keep them from spreading.
Ryan, let's talk about bees for a second, because I assume you know about bees. Have they figured out the bee problem? I know like a while ago that there was a big concern that all the bees were dying, and obviously because they're pollinators, people don't realize how much bees are used in the farming industry. Like basically every single crop that needs to be pollinated is pollinated by like these huge companies that bring in hundreds of thousands, millions of bees to pollinate these crops, and then they just move around. And
they're amazingly important, right?
Yeah,
if we lose Beyonce, we're as good as dead.
So, are we still gonna worried about all the bees dying and then and not being able to farm the same way?
Yeah, definitely. Most of the pollinators that they bring in for pollinating crops is our Western, our European honeybee. It's not native to the U.S., and they're kind of so-so pollinators. What we really should be concerned about is our native pollinators. The pollinators local to here are really efficient, and they're way better than the European honeybee. And that's a big concern because the more we develop, the more land, the more houses we're building, we're taking away native pollinator habitat. So everything is declining across the board. And with pesticide use, there's studies in Germany showing that we're almost entering an insect apocalypse. We're seeing just across the board of all insects decline in their numbers, and it's not good.
So, Ryan, couldn't you... Okay, since I've been gardening, I realized that you could pollinate a plant by just taking a Q-tip and then putting the Q-tip in the male plant and then rubbing it on the female plant.
I know what that is.
And the male plant has like a little D that comes out.
Yeah,
and then
flower D.
And the female plant has like...
Flower P.
Yeah, flower P. And then it's like you rub the Q-tip
gets down to D on P.
And then then I started thinking,
then it makes a B.
Couldn't you just invent some an army of mini drones to go out there and then just
touch the D, put it in the P?
Yeah, because that's all it is. That's all a bee is doing when it's collecting pollen, is just transferring pollen to flowers. So essentially, I think you could do this with an army of mini drones. What do you say, Ryan?
It could be possible for some plants, but not all of them. A lot of these plants have actually evolved along with their pollinators. For example, orchid bees are the only bees that can pollinate the orchids, different orchid plants, because of the way that petal is shaped. They're the only ones that can actually get in there. And in fact, those orchids will actually emit sex pheromones to attract that specific bee. So there's a lot of specialization between these pollinators and these plants, and it just a little bit more complicated than flying a drone around.
All right.
I like the idea of you needing to have an orchid bee because it's like correct tools with correct flower.
Yeah.
It's also creepy to think that flowers emit a sex pheromone in order to attract a bee. He shows up and he's like, man. I thought I was gonna have
Nature's crazy, man.
I thought I was going to have sex. Now I'm just going to have to, rub this flower pea.
Ryan, how frustrated do you get when you hear people that like maybe deny evolution or don't believe in it or whatever because it's too complicated. And you're like, well, it is extremely complicated. That's why it doesn't make sense to people, and that's why they just go to, it must be, some sort of God that designed these things. And then you go and look, and then people are like, well, evolution is a theory. You're like, no, it's basically it's a theory with millions of pieces of evidence that back it up. So it's pretty damn close to fact. It's still a theory because that's what we deem things in science that we, there's no way to know 1,000 or, I was about to say 1,000% is not even a thing. But you have to call it a theory instead of a fact.
Bail, get out.
Sorry, I'm bailing.
Yeah, he's bailing.
Say something, Ryan.
Yeah, no, it's pretty rough. It's pretty hard, sit there at the keyboard and watch these people spout.
He got to 1,000%.
He's running out of steam.
Next time you hear me rambling on, Ryan, just feel free to jump in.
Every time you talk.
I don't want to do it. I just get to doing it, and then I can't stop.
He just gets to getting, and there's no stopping it. And once he gets to 1,000%, he gets to 2,000%, to 2,000%, to 4,000%.
And then in the middle, I'm like, I'm still talking. Everybody's looking at me. Stop talking.
And then what do you say next? I'll make up for it now. We're like, no, please don't. Please just stop.
So with insects, it seems like a lot of the insects maybe have been the same for a lot of years because there's no need
new ones to come out. I'm bored.
Like, what's the insect that basically has very little or has evolved very little throughout the past couple million years? You know what I'm saying? You always have
cicadas,
like the alligator and the crocodile. Like, there's not much difference besides from size.
Oh, but the interior's been all worked up from the inside out. Yeah. It's all new tech inside those guys.
Has there been an insect that basically has been the same for millions of years?
Scales now.
Yeah, it's all really relative. So the group of parasitic wasps I work in, parasitic wasps as a whole, have been evolving over 200 million years. Ants, bees, wasps, that whole group has been about 400 million years. And evolution is kind of a relative thing. So everything's constantly evolving. Evolution really never stops. But in our lifetime, it's really hard to witness that. And we've seen stuff in bacteria. We've actually seen some evidence of evolution in some insects in Florida. The soapberry bug, after it invaded Florida, we saw a bug.
That's very British.
It is very British. It's a little pretentious. We've seen some changes in their structure to adapt to Florida and the different plants here. So yeah, things are constantly changing.
Right,
and we're discovering new species every day too.
Is there any insect, because, everybody makes the argument, or okay, mosquitoes. They're like, stupid mosquitoes, we should eradicate all mosquitoes. They're useless.
Everyone knows that's not true if you've seen Lilo and Stitch.
But then, yes, the bats eat mosquitoes, and they provide a food source.
But I don't care about the bats either.
Is there any insect?
You're not listing one thing I care about.
What about
you said mosquitoes? I don't care about bats. I don't care about it.
What about the stupid, tiny, black sugar ants that are all over my outdoor kitchen?
Those are the ones I like.
And inside, can we get rid of those? Is there any insect that you could say as a professional we can get rid of that would cause no detriment to the world?
What's on the table?
Yeah, there's nothing that if we were to just eradicate tomorrow, that would not have drastic effects for our native world or ecosystem.
So what happens?
Sugar ants?
We get rid of the sugar ants. What happens?
Yeah.
Do I start disappearing in photos like
Marty McFly?
Yeah, come on, man.
Yeah. We can
be real. Don't just give me the answer that protects your bug ass. Give me the real.
Yeah, we can get rid of the sugar ants. Something. Yeah. Give us something.
I know you're afraid of the slippery slope. I know you're afraid of us getting rid of your stinky wasp. We're not. We're only coming for the sugar ants.
Yeah.
So I'm not an ant expert, but a lot of ants have very beneficial relationships.
Like what, Biden? You're stumbling, Biden. You're gonna
It's
sniff
all
my hair
conspiracy.
next.
You got me. You got me.
Yeah, the sugar ant. All right. Ryan said it. He's a professional.
He said it. All right, start the war.
Kill all sugar ants. All
Start
of
it
them.
now. Butler, get your stomping boots on. We got a lot of stomping to do. Chopping too.
Yeah, I think there's like 10 trillion of them. or
Yeah,
something.
chopping and stomping. We're gonna be out. It's gonna be a long Tuesday.
They're seemingly they all live in my outdoor kitchen. And I put so much poison, everything's poison, and they keep coming.
I noticed that.
It's impossible.
They might be there because I dumped an entire jumbo carton of Nerds candy behind your grill.
All right.
Behind your grill.
So Ryan, what is like the highest
What is love?
level you can get to in your career? Like, what's the
Ultimate Bugman.
like the LeBron James of Bugman that you can achieve in your field?
Ooh, that's a good question. I'm shooting to be a professor at a university running a research lab. But there's many, many different jobs or positions you could fill as an entomologist. Working in, say, the USDA, trying to protect or keep insects for like the giant Asian hornet from making their way in. You could work in a museum curating insects that are
like blathers.
300 years old and preserving them almost
Just
like an
like
insect
blathers.
library.
Are there
And,
scientists engineering or making hybrid insects to take over the world?
Don't know about hybrid insects, but there is a lot of research. I'm sure you guys have heard about the mosquitoes and altering them to control mosquito populations, sterilizing males and releasing those in South Florida. Anytime that happens, everyone gets all in a hullabaloo.
We did the same thing with, believe sexual predators at one point.
Oh, yeah.
There
We
was
did
chemical
that.
castration.
Sugar Ray played. It was
Wow.
awesome.
It's bringing up hullabaloo.
Hubbas. Now I can't say it. Hubba bubba bubble gum.
What's up with the love bugs?
Yeah, what's up with that?
UF
What's
make
up
those.
with that?
That's what my uncle
What's
told
up
me.
with that?
Said UF made on the.
I
release on
heard
the-
that the Gators made it because they could never beat the Seminoles. And why does the St. John's flow upstream? Because Georgia sucks.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, the love bugs. I don't know where that rumor started, but if we could engineer insects like the love bugs, I'd be out of a job. They're actually non-native, so they are native to South America and slowly creep their way in through Texas and into the South. They're actually a fungus gnat. So they live in the ground, and they're there all year round, but they have 2 mating flights each year. And that's what we see all over our cars.
I'm virtually certain my dad told me one time that head coach of Gator football, I believe his name was Galen Hall, was trying to make Gatorade, and it blew up in his face and created love bugs. I'm almost positive that my dad combined all stories that come out of UF into one ginormous, mega long con lie.
Yep.
That
The one story to rule them all.
Galen Hall was trying to make Gatorade. It blew up in his face like Lex Luthor's. It burned his hair out, but he created love bugs instead. And then they poofed out the windows, and there you go. That's how love bugs
believe
are
it.
created.
What is the wasp? We got mud dauber. We got hornet. Yellow jacket. What's got the worst sting?
Horsefly.
Oh,
Ooh.
it's a bite, I think.
That's a good question. Out of those, I don't know off the top of my head. The worst of any ant is going to be your bullet ants. And for wasps, I want to say the tarantula hawk is going to be pretty painful.
That sounds terrifying.
Look up tarantula hawk.
Yeah.
There's actually a scientist named Justin Schmidt who created the Schmidt Pain Index. This guy is
Oh my god.
really kind of crazy, cool guy, eclectic. He's a little frail old man last time I met him, but he went around the world and had everything sting him, and then he rated it almost like a sommelier rates a wine. Absolutely nuts. And bullet ants by far the worst.
Are those the ants that they do in like African ceremonies where they put the ant glove on you?
Oh, I watched that documentary.
And,
Yep,
and then
those
you hallucinate.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the same. Yeah, it's an excruciating sting that lasts a very long time.
Hey, this tarantula hawk is no joke, man. This thing's
That
huge.
thing is scary as hell.
They are big. They're really cool. We find them all. We have a few in Florida, but they get really big out west, and they'll sting a tarantula, they'll paralyze it, and they'll carry it off to their nest, and lay their eggs. So when their eggs hatch, they eat the tarantula.
That is pretty cool.
If
My daughter loves bugs. Christine in her Twitch chat room gave her a couple of those rhino beetles.
Yeah.
She has them in her room on display. It's like her prized possession.
That's awesome.
I could see her doing something like what you're doing. I admire your job, man, and I love to hear the passion of you being so into it.
Ryan, when a
You know what? When I was Mavy's age, I was the same way. My grandfather built me a bug catcher. We took the nets out and we go in the backyard, and that's what started it all.
Cool.
When a wasp flies by you, like say you're in a barbecue or whatever, you're by your pool, do you freak out and swat it away like
or do
the
you
rest
look
of
at it
us?
and you go, "Hello, Fred."
yeah.
You don't know it, but I'm your greatest ally.
yeah.
If they catch me off guard, yeah, I'll get a little startled. But not really, because I know if you don't bug them, they're not going to bug you.
Can you whisper to them, like if we're at a barbecue
Yeah,
and there's a wasp nest and it's like freaking everyone out and the girls are running around and they're like, kill it, and I go get a broom and I got all kinds of foggers and that spray that stinks real bad and I go out there, are you like, whoa, stop, and you take your shirt off and you put your hands up and you're like, hello, come to me, and then they fly and then they land on you and you're like, the patrons of this barbecue would like for you to move your comb.
It's more like Chris Pratt with the Raptors. I'm like the wasp whisperer.
All right.
That's what I just said.
And all right, let's get to pay now.
Yeah. I'm gonna say
How much
that
bucks do you
I
get?
don't think this guy is.
Yeah. What can you make? Let's say if you reach your dream as you're a WASP professor at UCF, right? Which is pretty big college, I guess. If you
Isn't
nationwide,
it the biggest in like Central Florida?
Yeah, it's huge.
Or in Florida in general?
I think it's the biggest. I don't know if they make the most
But just
money.
I think
because
it's attendance.
Just because it's
right?
big doesn't necessarily mean it's good. Just ask
didn't say
Ron
that.
Jeremy. Sometimes you got to hold the base.
Yeah, I think population-wise is the biggest,
Right.
but I don't think they make the most money because their college program football is not as much as like a UF. But anyway, yeah, let's say UCF professor of bugs. What can you make there?
As a full professor, you definitely could be making six figures. As a intro professor, maybe around 60,000, 70,000. As a TA, from what I am, not so good.
Oh, okay.
Well, you'll get there.
What
You'll
are we
get
talking
there.
like?
So they
40K?
pay for your tuition, so that's great.
That's good.
You teach a few classes, but as a master's student, you make around 13,000 a year.
Yeah,
Ooh.
that's low.
Whoa!
Yeah, little.
That's I didn't even know that was a salary.
No,
Well, they pay for the tuition,
No
too,
offense,
so.
but I'm glad at that price you're only in charge of wasps.
Yeah. Do you ever get any like you're the teacher assistant? What's the policy if like
get as much venom as you want.
if some co-ed takes a liking to you?
Jesus, man.
Well, I'm just saying this
Bring her
happens in the
back
real
and
world.
show her your stinger.
Well,
Come on.
do you get instantly fired if you start a relationship with a student, or like can you do that outside of the class?
It's frowned upon. It's very frowned upon.
Okay.
Well, frowns.
Is it frowned upon or is it against policy?
A frown is just an upside down smile, is what I say.
Almost everything I do is frowned upon.
That's true.
Some people just frown like they've resting frown face.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
It's a straight up no. It's a not happening.
yeah,
That's what I thought.
but
yeah, for the right stinger, you know. What I'm saying?
oh man,
you push past. that.
I'll fly through a lot of hoops.
Oh yeah. All right, Ryan. Thanks for telling us about your waspman job. Pretty interesting.
He deals with more than just
Yeah,
wasps.
I got something to plug if you guys don't mind.
I absolutely mind. No, please plug.
What do you got there?
Yeah, so the lab I'm in, the Sharonowski lab, we actually just started a citizen science project called Lawn to Wildflowers, and it's a iPhone app, and what we want is the public to get out there and monitor the pollinators in their garden. And we have tips on what flowers to plant native to Florida to increase your pollinator presence, and we want to try to track that around Florida.
This is all you do, Tom.
Yeah,
this
is in
100% what you do. He's so what? I download the app. What's the app called?
It's called Lawn to Wildflowers. It's on Android and Apple.
Lawn to Wild?
Lawns to Wildflowers.
Lawns to Wildflowers. Okay.
And
we'll get it. We'll find it.
Is it flowers that that people can plant that help the local bee population and all that?
Yep, and we have resources. I think we have resources for you to actually get a hold of those seeds as well, and instructions on how to plant them and care for them. So,
that's great.
Cool. I'll plant them in my backyard and then have mosquito nets kill all of everything.
Like it's a trap.
I'm just joking.
You're really offended him now. I can hear him. He's sadly taking off the helmet from his wasp's costume.
My wife.
You're dead to me, Tom.
Oh,
and
my
it
God.
goes off during non-bee pollinating hours.
It's mosquito time.
We're arch enemies now.
No, it's fine.
Oh, my God.
It dissipates in 12 seconds. Anyway.
Breaks down really quick.
So,
safe for pets.
Download the app, and I'm virtually certain not one listener will do that. Because I don't know if you know what show you're listening to, but
There's a couple people in the chat that say they already do this.
Yeah,
so.
but I mean, had we said download this app where you can look at pictures of ARs, they'd have downloaded it. Or download this app and you can see boobies, they'd have downloaded it. Rate this beer.
Boobies, beer, AR.
Video game. Xbox.
Boobies, beer, and
drugs, lots of drugs.
Pill Finder. My wife has that saved as a bookmark on her phone. She's like, I'll look it up. What is it? Got a C on one side and a 107 on the other side? It's generic Xanax. You're fine. I'm like, all right.
Sorry, Ryan.
I just took it so fast. I saw it sitting in my palm. It was yellow, and I just had to eat it.
Why do you listen to the show? You're too smart for us.
I'm a long-time fan, so I know exactly what I'm getting
Hey,
into.
Professor Wasp, why do you listen to this crap?
Isn't there a Wasp podcast that you like better?
Should you be listening
Waspcast.
You should be listening to Stinger and the Boys in the morning.
I like how it's a bug podcast, but it's Morning Zoo style. It's same nonsense. It's just the interns stinging.
Get it. Where's our female Hornet? Bring Hornet in here. Oh, Hornet.
Yeah.
Bring Hornet in here.
Put on the ant gloves.
Sit on the Simeon Hornet.
There's a Best Bugs podcast.
Oh, yeah. Do you listen to any bug podcasts?
I actually don't, but I know a few.
Well, give us the names of them. We're immediately waging war against them. We're the OG
Bionic Bug podcast.
Bionic Bug?
We're coming for you.
Best Bugs. Let's see. Reading Bug, but I don't think that
Tom
has to
can't
do
do
with
that
actual
one.
bugs.
Oh, you're reading bugs.
Is there bugs on tape? I'm sorry. Get out of here.
All right, Ryan. See you later.
Thanks, buddy. You win.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
All right.
No problem. That's a nice guy. I don't know why anybody participates
I
in the
don't
show.
either.
But the listeners, they line up.
Yeah. But they still come on and talk. But every single time we hang up,
Audio bully me.
people are like, thank you. It's like, what? Why do you do
Just
this?
wasted their time.
Yeah.
We lose one listener every Wednesday.
Yeah, because they're like, I didn't even know there's bug podcasts. He's going to.
He's like,
Oh my God, there's so many bug
wow,
podcasts.
bed bugs.
This is way better than this crap. They don't tell me anything. And the dumb one talks forever.
And the little one makes everything sexy.
All right. Let's take a break. We'll be back with more Corporate Time. Welcome back to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Let's dive back into some of these voicemail messages. I think this is a good one right here because it addresses collections.
Hey, Tom, Dan, Sam, Butler. It's Brian Mike. The other day, you guys were talking about collections and people like not selling their collections and just hoarding them. I collect Magic the Gathering cards. And a while back, I know, nerd. A while back, I bought a bunch of them from Big Tim. I think it was like $200 or something like that I spent. And I wound up selling close to $400 of cards from the lot that I got from him individually. And I think the biggest selling card in there was like, I think it went for like $100. Close to that, it was like 90-something. Or
That's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
You know who that is?
Brian Mike.
Yeah.
Oh, he said it.
Oh, did he say it? Sorry, I was reading an email.
Yeah. He says it in there, but yeah, I think that's pretty good. He goes on to say a little something.
Over 100. But I consistently sell my collection now. I don't wait for them to grow. I don't think I'm ever going to hit the jackpot and get something that'll become like a Black Lotus in the future. But most of the time I wind up putting the money right back into Magic the Gathering and just getting more cards, so I try to keep the hobby self-sustaining if possible.
That's a great idea.
He just sold a bundle of 7,000 Magic the Gathering cards to one person.
Oh, man.
For how much?
$200. He said a couple $100. I'm just assuming it was 200.
Is that good?
He said it was good for the quality of what they were.
Gotcha. Yeah, the Magic the Gathering
My God,
thing
7,000 cards.
is so huge. Like, even like comic book stuff like that. Like, I have
the 7,000 different cards?
Mm-hmm.
My God.
It's crazy. Like, a lot of these people's collections, and I used to be a bit of a collector. I think everybody goes through a phase where they feel like they want to collect something. And I did like die-cast for a little while, and then I did basketball cards as a kid. But really the problem with it now is space. I just don't have any, you know, like whether even vinyl, like I can't, you know, amass the amount of vinyl that I'd like just because where am I going to put it?
Yeah.
And at some point it just becomes unusable and then it's a waste. I'd rather it go to somebody else who's going to actually appreciate it and use it. What do you think of if you go over to like a grown man's house and you go into like their back bedroom and it is all like wall to wall toys?
Yeah.
Do you judge that person at all?
Look,
no.
Butler's an okay guy just because he has a lot of toys.
No, I don't judge it at all. Like I'm the guy that wouldn't judge it, but I know some guys don't like that. Some guys don't like they frown upon that. I think it's kind of unfair because I tend to gravitate to the people that even though I give Butler some crap about Star Wars, I'm neck deep in it right now, man.
Right.
I'm just because I didn't like the original movie, I liked Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, and Episode 1 so far, I've loved it. I thought it was fantastic.
Here's the thing. I want to bully you so bad if you have a toy collection or whatever, a collection of something that normally babies would have. I want to.
You did there. Yeah.
I want to bully you.
Yeah. Right.
But I do appreciate if I do go over someone's house and they have like some obscure things.
Yeah.
At least I can look at it and it's more interesting than just the rando regular adult, you know.
Why do we gotta be boring adults?
A big orchid from Bed Bath & Beyond on the wall. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the same old
like a generic Audrey Hepburn IKEA painting.
Your basic bitch, regular adult. Like
also,
everybody's seen those. So if you have something interesting, at least I look at that and be like, oh, look at this.
Also, if you have an Italian chef, if you have an Italian chef painting with an Italian chef placemats with a small acrylic Italian chef with his hand out, and there's a little platter on it, and you have salt and pepper on there, or he's holding a wine bottle, I will judge you.
Or you have Live, Laugh, Love.
Yeah, if you have Live, Laugh, Love, Dance as if no one's watching, any of that garbage, I'll make fun of you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
what else? If you don't have any photos in your house of your family, I will make fun of you.
Why? What?
You gotta have some photos up.
Why?
Because it makes you look like a psychopath if you don't have. If there's not one picture of you and Travis in your house, you're a psychopath.
Okay.
There's got to have a wedding. You don't have a wedding photo up?
Not currently.
No, you will.
Well, you did have.
I did.
Yeah, you got to have one. I'm not saying you got to have a lot because it may not fit the decor, but you got to have one.
We're having that issue right now of trying to
the
move our
hardest
decor around in our new house where we're like, last night we almost killed each other.
Oh, yeah. The hardest part.
We're just like, none of this goes together in any of these rooms.
Well, he's just got to learn his place and give up.
I've always wanted.
You got to let you do that.
I had this fantasy before kids, and then I just gave up. But
map of the world.
You heard it here first. Kids,
did I guess it?
Kids
did
kill
I guess
fantasies.
It? Did I guess it?
It's embarrassing.
Oh
Say
my
it,
God!
say
I
it.
guessed it. I guessed it.
Yeah.
Say it.
So when me and Crystal were like, I think we went to Europe a couple times, and then we went on that trip to Alaska with Pop Up. And we were like, you know what? We're just going to travel. That's going to be our calling in life. We're going to be the two adventurers.
The two travelers.
Yeah. And then, so when we moved into our house that we currently live in, remember we had the ping pong room.
He did.
So the room that's now like a
game for babies.
No, ping pong. Hold on.
No,
ping pong is not a game for babies. It's a serious. Gump played ping pong.
Yeah.
And he
had the mentality of a baby. She's kind of right. She's half right.
Shouldn't have used that example. I couldn't think of anybody else because it's a game for babies.
Yep.
But I had a ping pong room, and in that room, and Crystal was like, "This is only going temporary." Like she is like, soon it's going to be our world room. This is
The
true.
world world room.
And it was going to be like
Yes,
like
yes.
fancy leather couches. You know the
Yes,
you know
like,
the
like an
bubble-
old study.
yeah.
And you'd have a globe that
Yeah.
you open up, and there'd be a decanter of
Yeah,
whiskey
yes.
inside the globe.
Yeah. And then we were going to fill it full of
Knickknacks.
artifacts from our
Wooden
travels.
boxes and pocket watches.
And then there was going to be a big map on the wall.
Yes,
that
with
w-
brass
Oh,
pins.
you wanted
of-
Fred Waterford's study.
Yeah. And the map wasn't going to be like a colored map where it's like bright colors. It's
It'd
going to
be like an old
yeah, like an old timey
pirate map.
Like a treasure map?
Yeah, but not like a, but it,
But like a world
it's
map.
a world map,
and
but
then you
it's
put brass pins where you've been.
But did you make it look like it got caught on fire on the edge?
yeah.
But you got to do it yourself, so it looks really crappy. It just
Right.
basically looks like any kid's birthday party invitation.
And then we were going to invite other sophisticated people around
come,
Castleberry.
let's talk about our chavas.
And then they were going to
Wait a minute, sophisticated people around Castleberry.
Yeah, well, that's the joke.
Come, look at the silk that I imported from Turkey.
And we were all going to have intelligent conversation about our world travels.
Over
and,
barefoot wine.
And
What do you think, Professor Green?
Well, I think that your next trip should be to the Adirondacks.
And by the way, it's Professor Green's lawn service.
So what do you think, Professor Green?
Hey!
You know, yeah, then you're like, uh-oh.
Yeah,
there it is.
It's so that was our dream, and then now it's there's a bunch of plastic kid garbage in there,
Yeah.
stained up couch. We do have we put like 3 paintings we bought from Old Paris that we went down to the art district, and I paid €80 for a painting that's 8 inches by 4 inches.
8 by 4?
And
What is it a painting of?
and it's a painting of the Eiffel Tower.
Oh, no Americans buy that.
God.
Nobody buys that.
And we swore.
Did you put it next to your Col Pedro sombrero from south of the border?
There was an old Paris gentleman that was painting it in the
They're
court.
called Parisians,
yeah,
sir.
An old Parisian that was painting it he wasn't painting that one. That one was just for sale on his rack. But he was painting a picture.
I'll make you the smallest painting in the world.
Which I did look at the painting a little close up, and I'm like, wait a minute, this paint's dry. This is a prop.
I buy these.
And
I buy these all at Home Goods.
And then Crystal's like, we have to get a true Parisian painting from the art district. Wait, by the
Let
way,
me sign this for you, Mr. Hobby Lobby.
but I'm looking around and like, this is a tourist trap, and all these people.
Yeah, he buys those.
This might as well be the same place that you get off of the Nassau Bahamas and the
And
cruise
they buy
port.
that stuff from China.
Yeah, I know.
They do. They really do. There was a purse.
like,
My wife
Yeah.
looked at one of the purses, and it's like a Jamaican. It's a purse made out of gum wrappers. And you open it up, and it's made in China.
Yeah.
Which it was the same place where I saw the coolest move I've ever seen in my life, where a guy was sitting, an old Parisian guy was sitting there, and he was like a painter too, and then he looks up and grabs a slingshot, and then loads it and shoots a GD pigeon off of like the flower planter that it landed there. Like apparently they all hate the pigeons because they poop on all their
Right.
paintings and
You're
stuff.
pooping on my pate.
So they kill him with slingshots.
Oh my God, that's barbaric.
That is horrible.
This old man plucked the pigeon off of a planter. Far.
That's impressive.
It was like, imagine from here to that.
Also, he's allowed to just discharge a slingshot in the middle of the streets?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what the rules are, but
No rules in
this
Paris.
old man didn't care.
That's pretty impressive.
Anyway, so we bought this at €80, which was at the time, it was back when our currency was way off, and it was like 2 to 1, so it was like a $160 painting that this guy bought out in China.
Oh,
I don't know, but
did you hang it up at least?
Oh, it was hanging
Yeah,
up.
there you go.
Yeah,
And then you got the other paintings. I say you got a nice.
I got that one. I got a original Tony Rage,
and you got
a
dogs
sailboat.
playing poker. You got some good ones. Do you have any animals you guys hate?
Animal?
Yeah, because this guy does. Here, check it out.
I mean, I'm not
Tom,
a
Dan,
huge fan of birds.
Trav, and the Our Team, BDM Mike. Number 1, Black Lives Matter. Number 2, virus still out there. But most importantly, number 3, does anyone else hate horses? Love you guys. BDM for life. Tom, hey, $4.95, buddy. Let's hear it. Love you, bud. Tom. What do you, Tom? Say it back.
Not enough.
Ooh,
I
not
agree.
enough.
It didn't sound sincere.
You just went from $2.95 to $4. That was extra $2.
You're just a bully. We don't need it that bad. Horses.
Not
what
a
do you-
fan.
Not a fan.
We know this, that I'm not a fan.
Because the old riding the horse in the ocean doo-doo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I don't.
Also, the whole time the horse was trying to buck me off and bite my legs. So I'm not a fan.
Mm-hmm.
They're mean.
Well,
they can be, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the ones...
But to be fair, I didn't want to ride the horse in the first
Donkey?
place. So
How about a donkey?
I haven't had issues with a donkey, but I'm not, I mean, whatever.
What about a zebra? You like zebras?
I'm fine with a zebra.
Yeah, I don't know about zebras. Zebras,
I thought you hated giraffes.
I do hate giraffes.
Okay.
I'm better with them now because my daughter kind of likes them, and she's like softened me up a little bit.
I do not like them, and if you own this
I do
particular...
not like them, Sam.
If you own this particular animal as a pet, I look down on you.
Ferret.
Yep, ferret.
Wow, good guess.
You know,
they stink.
Yeah,
My,
and they bite your ankles.
Yeah, my buddy Brent had ferrets.
Yeah, my friend, a
As
childhood
soon as you
friend...
said I'll look down on you, I'm like, oh, stinky ferret.
Yeah, what do you do
They
with
stink.
ferrets?
You can't do nothing.
Yeah, but
Do people cuddle them?
Yeah,
that's a good question.
Yeah, you can. They'll act like little
dogs?
Like little dogs.
Can
yeah.
you have them in your house? Not because his were outside and they were caged.
Outside?
Yeah, they were in like an outside cage.
Yeah.
And then he'd take them and they could run around and stuff like that, but then they'd go back to their cage.
Yeah, I don't think they...
I know people that let them just run wild in their house.
Oh, really?
Oh, that's trash. That is, I mean, wooey, wowie.
Because they stink.
He lives in a Wendy's bag. It's like, what? Where am I?
They naturally stink, and that's part of a defense mechanism. So
Like a skunk?
It's or not.
It's like a musty.
Yeah, they're musty. And
it's like I don't know. It's like a grease. It's an oil that I think they ooze out.
They just look like long rats to me.
Yeah. Although
I do like to see they can go fast.
They will cuddle up on you and wrap yourself wrap around your neck. I remember
Can you train them to do anything?
Yeah, I think they're I think as much as cats. Like you could train a cat, kind of.
Yeah.
The same thing with a ferret.
Will they bite you, a ferret?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Will they claw you or?
I'm sure they'll claw
I
you
held them
good.
a couple times, but they were nice. I mean, like Brent's ferrets were nice.
You can domesticate them, no problem. Just they stink and.
Basset hounds stink.
Look up ferrets in Orlando. Is that something that you could even buy now?
What do you want, the URL domain? Ferrets Orlando? You branching out?
I remember my sister purchased a what are those things? They got really fluffy hair. Women make
a mink?
Not a mink, but
chinchilla.
Chinchilla. And
I know all the rodents. I'm the rodent king.
And I was like, "Why did you buy this garbage?" And it would roll itself in dust, and she's like, "That's how it showers because you can't get its hair is so fine that if you get it wet, it'll have a freak out or die or something." And I'm like, "What?"
Fat Joe taught me that.
Yeah. That Fat Joe?
Mm-hmm. Used to wear chinchilla coats. Okay.
That
joke went over everybody.
No, I didn't know what you were saying.
I thought you meant my Miami friend.
Yeah, we know a lot of Fat Joes. I was confused for a second. We actually know a Fat Joe.
Yeah, you can go to Petland and buy a ferret right now.
How
in
much?
Orlando.
Let's get one.
Let's see.
Let's get a studio ferret.
What is it, like $70? What do you think a ferret costs? Okay, closer to the pin.
$55.
I'm gonna go $70.
All right.
What?
Give us
what do you think,
Butler. What do you think? Ferret price. $55. That's what I said. So that's
It ranges between $75 and $250.
Wow,
No, $250.
Oh, that's a
You can
good
get like one of those albino ones.
Oh, albino.
No, then you
ferret.
can't take it outside.
Hey, you want to see my albino ferret?
Oh, yeah. What are you? What are you doing? Yeah. What are we doing? A wing eating contest at Hooters now? What is Hooters still around?
It is.
Yeah.
Let's go to Hooters. One more
Let's do
time.
it.
We should
Go-to show?
There's
Tom
one
and
by
Dan
the
go to Hooters.
airport.
And
That's probably the closest one.
We'll get the
Dom Perignon. Let's
special.
do it. Because it's not going to be here much
I
longer.
keep writing
You're right.
I keep
If
writing
you-
go-to
I
shows.
forgot. We're sealing the deal. Butler, get in here. We're sealing the deal right now.
Yeah, next week after we get back from Father's Day break,
We're doing
going to Hooters.
we're doing a go-to show. We're going to Hooters and
Okay.
we're buying the it's is it 100 wings and a bottle of Dom Perignon?
No, I think it's it's a regular order wings. Like,
Look up
but
the
it's
menu.
$100.
Do they still have it on the menu, or did they take the novelty bottle off the menu?
No, they still got it.
You
They
think
have
so?
to, because every single time I went to Hooters, I looked at it and I made the joke, I'm good.
Yeah. You do it. It's the dad joke of the menu.
Yeah. And then you never get it because, first of all, you can't afford it. 'cause
You know, I
you're eating
like
at
a good
Hooters.
dad joke. I was putting together my bug assault. I still have yet to use it, but I was putting together my bug assault yesterday, and on the package for the laser sight that goes in the bug assault, and if you don't know what that is, it's one of those guns that shoots salt to kill flies. On the package of the laser sight, it says batteries included, not beer included. And I was like, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
gotta get my own beer. Wow. Let's do Hooters Dom Perignon.
Yeah, we do.
Can you look up the menu? I'll look it up right now.
Yeah, I'm
Do
looking
we
it up.
all order one each?
Oh my God.
4 bottles of Dom Perignon, and we each
It's
get
20
10
wings and Dom Perignon for $200.
Okay,
200. It used to be 99.
Oh, they went up.
We're doing
They're
it.
hurting bad.
We're doing it.
Yeah. Well,
How many wings do you want? 2?
Yeah, we
Two,
just
We gotta split it up.
and we have to drink out of the bottle.
No cups, please.
COVID.
Can you put the
that's
wings
fine.
in the Dom?
If one of us got COVID, we're all getting it.
Yeah.
At Hooters.
What happened? How'd you get COVID? You guys have been so careful. Well,
Yeah,
we had a moment of weakness. We all went to Hooters and got Dom Perignon and 20 wings, and then we drank out of the same bottle. We all got it.
or it was because we work together every day. you make the decision
You decide.
because I scream spit in all your faces.
So it's still on the video?
I don't know, 'cause-
it can't be, man.
They're on
Give me
their,
a number.
on
Give me a
their
number for
website
Hooters.
itself. It does not. It only has a food menu. It doesn't say anything about drinks. So I'm looking at everything else from in the past. So I don't know that they still do this.
All right, I'm calling them. I'm calling one
Okay.
right here. I'm just going to get on the old website, and I'm just going to call one live.
Yeah.
And hope for the best. So
All right.
here we go, guys. We haven't done this in a minute. All right.
Ooh, I'm gonna get the spicy garlic wings. They have a mild garlic. Ooh, Parmesan garlic. That's what I'm going with. Can we split our 20 wings up per flavor? Because I can't do hot wings.
Hooters. Skip the wait and save 10% with our promo code Hooters10 by ordering online at HootersToGo.com or download our app.
I'm hungry
to place
now.
a new delivery or carry
I love Hooters. Don't get, dude. I
to
had
make
that.
changes to an existing order or any other inquiries. Press 2.
How did Hooters survive?
Your call may be recorded so we can serve you better.
Oh, good.
If you would like to modify, change, or cancel an existing order, please press 1. If you are ready to place a to-go order, please press 2.
Oh,
This is
they're
great
gonna ask
radio.
for your address
Thank you for calling Hooters at our Orlando Airport location. My name is Khadijah. Is the last four of your phone number 1424?
Yeah, Khadijah, just real quick. I don't want to waste your time. I want to take some of my my workers here out to a celebratory lunch. Do you guys still have the Dom Perignon and 20 wings thing, or because I remember that novelty from years ago? Is that still a thing anymore?
Let me check with the manager.
Okay,
you mind
thanks.
holding a moment?
Yeah, no problem. I just don't want to waste. Yeah, they used to be Dom Perignon and 20 wings for $200. Okay. And we always thought it was funny, and then finally we have the money now, and I was thinking we were going to go down there and celebrate.
Okay, let me find out, okay?
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
No problem. 1 second.
All right. Feel bad I'm wasting her time.
No, that special's so old she's never heard of it.
Yeah, well, that's how old I am.
She's a young sweetie. She's like, I don't know
she
what
is a young sweetie.
I have no idea what you're talking about, sir. Let me ask an old manager.
Oh, Tom got scared because I was like, when you drop it down like that, I was like,
I thought they came back. I was like, but that was my favorite thing that I always looked at.
Yeah, me too.
I'm like, I'm going to have one of
missed your
these.
chance.
Relax.
I think officially we're old now, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because you guys legitimately want to go to
That's it. That's the telltale. That's how you know.
Yeah. If they come back like, I'm sorry, then we.
My manager doesn't even know. He's 18. Oh, God.
That is probably what's going to happen.
It's pretty mellow.
For Hooters, yeah.
Hooters. Man, I used to love going to Hooters with my wife.
Are you?
Oh, so good.
Are you Davy Dennis? My dad used to drive.
I love you and Smokey the cat. She might be calling the cops.
This is probably the one we'll go to, right? That's the closest one by the airport.
Yeah, the airport one.
Do you think it only exists because we're an international travel destination and people still like from other countries like,
I think
sports
so.
America,
Because think
Hooters.
about where they're at,
Sports
right?
bar,
It's all like there's one over by Disney, there's one at the airport. But
Because
that's about it, right?
Because like South Americans, Brazilians, European, they're all like what's more American than Hooters?
Yeah.
And then they see Hooters, they're like, we've heard about it.
I'm wasting your time. Now I feel bad.
No, it's a legitimate question because you want to
If
order
they
it.
have it, we'll go there.
Okay, yeah.
You know, so this is legit.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Okay, I apologize.
No
This is
problem.
not.
Oh, okay, no problem. I just wanted to see if that was still a thing. They must have taken it off because it's silly. But hey, I appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. You have a great day.
Yeah, you too. Take care. Well, she was really
She's
nice.
lovely.
So I still want to go to Hooters. She sounded great.
What if we demand?
Okay, then we got to figure something out
We
now.
should ask the manager.
Well, it was
like,
always our dream, and it makes me sad to think that that collectively, when we finally get to a point to make our dreams come true, we can't even make our dreams come true.
Because like any business owner, like a small business, if you request something, like for instance, if one of our clients came to us and like,
I want 20 wings and Dom Perignon every time I see you.
Yeah, and then or said, I want this, and if you give me this, I'll buy the advertising package. I'm gonna go buy that thing and just be here. It is like, it's so. If you did say all right, I want to order this, and then they're like, we don't have that on the menu, and I'm like, well, I want to order it, and I'll pay whatever it takes to get it.
Yeah.
Will the manager be like, I'm sorry, I can't do anything, or will he just go get the stuff? Because you can go and buy a bottle of Dom
he won't do it.
Perignon.
No. Yeah, because like as soon as you do that, then I think legally
He's not the owner, so
you've almost opened yourself up to something.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Like you change the
Big
corporate
corporations, yeah.
formula,
Yeah.
and but that's a shame. Do any restaurants still do any of the novelty fun menu items? I think that's a thing of the past, man.
Well,
it's looked upon as being corny now, right? So they're just not going to do
The
it.
big eating challenge stuff. Can you like?
I don't think legally they do a lot of that anymore.
Yeah, because of people getting hurt.
People are so litigious now that like all the like if you eat this hamburger. I remember they probably still have it, but there used to be a pizza place. It's right here. Tomasino's they have that. It's like a mega pizza or something with like everything on it. And if you eat it, or it's a calzone or something, but if you eat it within a certain amount of time, then they take your picture and they put you on this like mobster wall.
Let's make Seth do it.
Oh, he could do it easily.
I think some of them, like, that used to be a promotion, a gimmick, and it was popularized. Like, even a movie, like, remember Uncle Buck went to the steak restaurant and ate, like, the
old
big
36er or 96er? Yeah, 96-ounce steak. Yeah.
And
36er.
And then...
Still a big steak. Though.
People would get it
steak,
to try to get their picture on the wall. Then restaurants started doing them where they were actually, you could achieve the goal.
Yeah.
You know, because it used to be almost like impossible to do, and there was probably like 5 pictures.
There's some places, like it's real famous in Texas, those places you zip in and you go in, they have like some mega steak, and if you eat it, your meal's free, but it's almost set up. It's almost like gambling. You're not going to win.
Well, a lot of them, they don't do the free meal. They'll do, you get your picture on the wall, and they use it as a sales technique to get the person to buy a $100 96-ounce steak, and then they have thousands of pictures on the wall, or they're like, well, it goes into a digital database forever, or something like that. And then it's all just a gimmick. Or like, oh, well, thousands of people have done this. It's not like you want to be that one guy on the wall that's like this, you know.
I don't think Samantha's going to answer this question. For the 3 boys in the room, raise your hand if you ever looked at the T-shirt and merch case at a Hooters or Wing House and seriously considered buying a shirt that's in there.
Okay, everybody raise their hand.
Raise their hand. I knew Butler. You do that weekly.
He probably owns a Hooters shirt.
Do you own a Hooters shirt? I
used to,
I knew it.
Yeah.
You know that hat your grandpa, well, you gave it to me. I was
Yeah,
gonna
the
say the hat
Hooters
your
on-
grandpa gave me. It says Hooter Patrol on it. Do you know that a brand new one of those is like $70 online?
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Rare?
I'm like, oh my God. I'm looking at it, but it's got, he must have worn it. And
Yeah, oh,
it's,
he
I was
loved it.
trying to clean it, you know,
Yeah.
like, okay, get $70.
so you sell my pop-up set.
So anything. Everything has a price. One my pop-up.
Also,
That's the worst thing. Then when people meet me, they're like, but he's so nice. Sounds like a horrible person. on the show.
I contemplated buying the Hooters shirt, and then I'd look up at old 90s Dan Marino. Give him a thumbs up.
Yeah, I was gonna buy the shirt, but your picture of Brutus the Barber Beefcake talked me out of it.
Man, like it. You know what's funny about Hooters is no one had the foresight to think like, hey, we're really taking a snapshot in time here. Where in 20 years, people are going to be like, this thing is 20 years old, because
this will never go out of style. Women will always want to be objectified next to chicken wings.
Well,
even not even that, but like just the outfits.
The style, and you
neon orange.
I
and
love
the
it.
stockings.
I love it.
You literally freeze frame time by all the celebrities were that time. So it's Dan Marino and Tiny Dukes from the 90s.
Yeah.
It's like, so when
to be fair, those are back. Tiny Dukes are back in.
But
you know what's not back? Troy Aikman is not back.
Yeah.
He's on the wall
So
everywhere.
I'm looking at all this, and it's like I'm
Barry Sanders, Emmett Smith.
It's a time capsule.
Yeah, it's a time capsule. All the wood and like the colors and the outfits. It's like that.
Are you Lawrence Taylor?
We should start a Tom and Dan restaurant that's just 90s crazy.
Honestly, it's probably
it's
now
nostalgic now, so it's back in
a resort area,
and we'll hire Cadillac Pat to be our bartender.
Well, he knows it, but out by the theme parks or in Vegas, you're onto something. That's not a bad idea.
Let's do it.
I'm telling you.
Hey, let's buy Oblivion.
And all
right down the street.
and all the shows that are on are like you got to do like some 90s wrestling. You got to do like some Rugrats,
some sitcoms.
You got to do like Rugrats and what was the surfer kids that lived on the island? Team Rocket. You got to do Team Rocket. You got to do the Wild Thornberries. All
so
that.
You're straight Nickelodeon.
But you got to do all that stuff. But then you got to do some 90s bikini contests. You got to do some 90s wrestling, like
Spuds
some Hulk Hogan, Jake the Snake. Not a bad idea. It's got like a Hard Rock Cafe kind of a vibe going there.
You know what? It's funny because if you look at the history,
I got the name.
What?
Blammers. We start
all right, we're in.
a 90s themed chicken wing restaurant with boys and girls as waiters. Hot both.
Yeah.
Right? You got to appeal to everybody.
Yeah.
It's still 90s.
So it's like, but they're dressed
so
like...
you got Cadillac Pat guys, good-looking surfer dudes, and then you got good-looking girls. It's everybody.
Yeah.
This is for everybody.
Yes.
And it's called Blammers, and it's chicken wings and 90s nostalgia.
Yeah, just bar food, because you don't want to get too much into the restaurant game.
Yeah.
And
your kid's meal comes with an old school Squeeze-It.
Wingies and dingies.
And some Teddy Grahams.
You get a Pog as one of your...
Yes. Dude, are we doing this or what? 'Cause I'm getting really excited.
Do you want Pog or do you want Sticky Hand?
Yeah.
Pog.
Listen, here's the thing. We need a restaurateur or whatever you call...
That's good. I like that. Write down restaurateur.
With just a tiny tear coming out.
How many restaurants did you kill? Fat people should get a restaurateur right under their eye for how much they ate.
I should not have.
Come here.
You are never good.
Anyway, that's a brilliant idea. If anybody wants to do it, all the work, and we'll just talk about it, then we're in.
All right, we got to take a break, and we'll come back with more in Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
Tom.
Now, just full transparency, before I said that and my voice cracked, I did say, welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan.
Yeah. We
it's all running together now.
Do a lot of recording.
We do.
This, that, and the other thing, and
I like that.
keeping track of it. It's hard.
Who invented that phrase, this, that, and the other thing?
I don't know.
Somebody's dad, right?
It sounds very dad-ish. Yeah. It's a very dad-ish thing to say this, that, and the other thing. My dad was just a walking collection of little phrases and little word knickknacks.
Yeah. That's what you do once you become older. You have your go-to jokes. I know
we're doing that, right?
Yeah, grandfathers.
We just don't realize we're doing it.
Yeah, but it becomes where you have less and less of a pool because you forget all the variety of jokes you had, and then you have your 10 go-tos, and then that's what you end up saying as a grandpa, and then you're just known as the crazy old man.
Like my grandpa, I'm virtually certain that my Pa Bob, he was my dad's mom's new husband after my dad's father had passed away, so he's his stepdad, I guess. And I called him Pa Bob, but I think he went through a phase where everything he said was, "I got my pants on, don't I?" That was like his answer.
Okay.
I'd be like, they'd be like, "Hey Bob, you want to get a Shoney's, for a hamburger?" And he'd be like, "Well, I got my pants on, don't I?"
Oh yeah, it's
Down
kinda-
for anything.
Yeah, and then the other one that he used was if he talked to me on the phone, and I remember this, and even as a kid, I remember the amount of repetition that I would have talking to this old man, and I loved him. Don't get me wrong; this is not a diss. There's not many people I loved more than my grandparents. I mean, I think most people. Sort of feel that way. There's a special connection you have with your grandparents. I remember talking to them. They put me on the phone. You want to talk to Dan Lee? Yeah, Dan Lee, get in here. Pop-Pop's on the phone. And they hand me the phone, and he'd be like, "What'd you do today?" And, well, traditionally, living in Florida, you'd go swimming or something. I'd be like, "I went swimming," and he'd be like, "Did you get your feet wet?" It always...
it's always some sort of
it was always,
joke.
Got my pants on, don't I? Got your feet wet. There's always some sort of...
snarky kind of.
Yeah, just like a little...
Fun snark.
But it wasn't fun. It was just just repetition. It was... When I look back on it now, it was a meaningless conversation. Me and this dumb old man never talked about anything worthwhile.
Sounds like the conversations Tom's been having with this guy at where he's having his boat at the marina or whatever.
Oh, I've heard a few of those. I've heard a few of those conversations.
It turns out
old men like to repeat themselves.
They do.
Yeah, and also hard to have a conversation with a child because they got nothing interesting to say.
Oh, I 100%
Okay,
agree.
Wad says, this is funny. Wad says, my dad and grandfather did this too, or do this too. They didn't speak English for decades. The same sayings. Yeah, I think you fall into a repetitive, as long as I'm just cranking out or squeezing out a few phrases that I'm known for, that I've done enough to still hold my place in the family, right?
Yeah.
So that's what you and I are moving to, the point where we just kind of sit there and we absorb, sports, okay? Or Westerns. Loud TV.
Yeah.
Beer or iced tea. Those are your only two beverages. And then you just fall into 10 to 25 phrases that let your other family members know you're alive.
Yeah.
And that's all you say, and then you die.
Yeah.
That's it.
That is it.
So when I put it like that, it sounds terrible. Terrible. But I think that's what happens.
Yeah. Does that also happen to Mimos?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it does happen to Mimos. Like
They
my
have
mom,
less sayings, though.
less
Joke
sayings. But more fakakta, and what I mean by that is garbage scams and miracle cures. Like my mom is always like, anti-inflammatory diet, Dr. Atkins. Water aerobic. There's always some new, this is going to change
New
my
gimmick.
life. And I know where she got it. She read Prevention Magazine.
Or Dr. Oz or something.
And then she's like, oh, you need more you need to castor oil to lube your bowels, and like all these weird things, take your IB guard to settle your tum-tum, So I think Mimas fall more into, which would make sense, right? Because they're more nurturing.
And old wives' tales. They're not old husband tales.
For the longest time, when people would say old wives' tale, I thought it was an old lady with like an actual lion tail or a monkey tail. Doesn't Butler have a tail?
He does.
He's got...
Butler, you had that disease where you have like an armadillo tail coming out of the top of your butt crack, right?
It's not an armadillo tail, but yes.
You do have that? Man.
Pull your pants out. Let me look at it.
Let me see your tail.
Let me make fun of your tail.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Let me draw.
Didn't your wife just find out you had a tail?
Give me a grease pen. She's a chiropractor.
How does that
can
happen?
I mean, that's her. Her study is the tail.
But I mean,
because it's just your spine is
I don't
too
spread
long,
my
right?
cheeks in front of her.
No, it's in there.
It's in between
it
your
should be
cheeks.
above. If you've got it in there, that's just a hemorrhoid or something. You need to go to the doctor. And I'm not talking about your wife. Don't. You have a bone
It's an extended tailbone. It's when I broke it, and the way it healed naturally, it kind of curved back out. So it actually.
Can we tattoo scales on it? Right?
I'm
gross.
confused.
Yeah, can we see it, or is it in the crack?
I mean, I would have to spread my cheeks.
No, see, it's too far in there. It's too far
I mean,
in
if you
there.
want to see it,
Then you have something else. I'm talking about the top where your spine comes down. Some people have
that's where it is.
a tail. Well, that shouldn't be in your cheeks unless
You're referring to the George Costanza movie, Shallow Hal.
You
That's
pull your pants down and you
not
have
the
a
same.
bulbous J-Lo ass.
Yeah.
Like you don't have a butt like Max. No offense, but Max has got a round peach
Listen,
butt.
no one has a butt like that.
Yeah, he's got a peach butt.
Yeah, you got the British white dude.
straight.
flat.
It's like a wall with a tail growing out of it.
Yeah, gross.
Oh, no.
I want a tail.
No,
Do
you
you?
don't.
I think I do.
What's it good for?
Balance.
Absolutely
Balance.
nothing. Say it again. Tail, ha, hoo, ha. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing.
See, what you need is a prehensile tail. I think I said it right.
I think you did. Wow.
And
what you need, but you always,
branches.
I can feel you backing off though. What you need is a prehensile tail.
I wasn't confident about that word, but
did you read it from the chat or no?
No.
Okay,
I can't even see.
Okay.
It's getting worse and worse. All it
Get
looks
some
like is a
Hey,
blur.
mine are getting worse and worse. So pretty soon the show's just going to be two blind guys sitting here, and then and if I were blind, I think I would just use my hands.
Right.
I don't think I'd use a cane. Because I'm getting older too, and just using your hands, you can get away with a lot. I've seen the pornos.
So
the blind guy,
we're gonna
Christy
do
Canyon
some
was in
emails.
yeah, emails and voicemails. That's what we're getting to. Sorry, I'll just sit here and talk
You
about
creeped Tom out.
anything.
No.
Well, the tail talk creeps him out, and then having to look at Butler and then imagine the tail, and it's the first thing he does when he meets a new client.
He wiggles his tail.
Well, he shows it to him. Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
He
Lets him know he's happy.
he actually
He's in a good
puts.
mood.
Yeah,
It's been working, actually.
He actually puts the proposal on his tail, and like Sam says, and then he wiggles it in front of their face.
Yeah.
He goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and then they throw him a treat.
It's like one of those fish deep underwater. They have the bait that comes
lantern.
out the
Yeah.
top.
Oh, yeah.
The lantern fish.
Shake it in front.
Yeah. Never
It's
shake it.
gross. That's a gross situation we're talking about, by the way.
What, Butler seducing new clients by putting
His
the
butt
proposal
tail?
on his butt tail?
Yeah.
I mean, it's unconventional, but like Tom said, it works. Ask Bart Merrick.
He chomps him with his butt cheeks.
Oh, my God.
Okay, that's too far. No one should be able to chomp. All right, I'll start. I mean, I don't know if I can answer this one, but I'm glad Butler's here because he might be able to.
Hey, how are you guys? Question for you. On the show a few weeks ago, you had somebody, you guys were talking about art, and I was wondering what the website was that you guys, the gentleman you were talking to, that they post and sell art on. If you give me a call back, 724.
All right.
These are some of my favorites. I'll let you handle this one.
First, I honestly, gun to my head, I have no idea
know, me neither.
what you're even referencing.
I don't either.
Like, not even what the website is. I don't even know the show you're talking
This
about.
voicemail is a test because I too have no idea what this man. I thought you might because you're an art collector. You buy posters and you buy a lot of figurines and stuff like that. So does Kramer. So I was going to ask you this question.
I believe the website was www.ebay.com.
I knew Butler didn't know.
His
No
tail
way.
was wiggling. I could see it. He had a joke because his tail was.
Bet anything on that. What show is he even talking
I have
about?
no idea.
That was the show
PD
you were talking about,
posters?
the Hope.
PD posters.
Correct.
So he was talking about what website were we
Wherever
talking
he goes to sell his $10,000 poster or whatever it was.
MondoTees.com?
No, Mondo Tees is where you can buy stuff. That's a
Mondo
retailer.
Tees. Hold on, that's Sam's website. And I just signed up.
Bottleneck Gallery is a good
I'm
one,
still
too.
waiting for the videos, and I got to get approved.
So
Mondo Tees. Who
Mondo
was in
Tees.
charge of making that name?
I also do
Mondo
like
posters are worth a lot.
No, I know, but it sounds like a porn site.
Oh yeah.
No.
Well, they made T-shirts to start, and then it went into posters.
Well, good for them, man. Got to pivot.
we do operate a podcast where they all exist on our app or lots of different places. You could easily just go back and listen to us talk about that. But I guess to this gentleman, it's easier to call, leave a voicemail, leave his number for us to call
Should
him
we
back.
call him back?
Yeah.
Well, that was going to be my question. Is
Call him
like,
back.
should we get his
We'll
number?
say, I don't know.
That's what I was thinking of doing.
You know what happened? Like this shows you how like weird it is.
This is personal attention, right? Attention to detail. This is customer service. We call the guy back on the show. We're
Just
like,
to tell him we don't know.
Got your message. Sorry it took us so long to call you back. I don't know.
I'm not joking. I received a letter, snail mail letter in the mail.
What?
It was addressed to
Hey,
me.
snail mail letter's better than a snail trail letter.
I
It's a dad joke.
I haven't opened a
Or
letter
coming out
in
today.
a long time, but I
Couldn't
opened
figure
it.
out how to open it, right?
Handwritten or typed
Were
up?
you like looking at it and tugging on it? You're like, I don't know. What is this?
Yeah, it was handwritten, which not a good
Someone
sign at
hid a
first.
piece of paper inside this vessel.
Usually, it's the first piece of evidence that the cops would start to collect. When,
Let me see that. Let's dust it for fingerprints.
Once I'm killed outside my house by a listener.
There's a hair in the envelope.
It starts
DNA.
It starts with a handwritten manifesto. But this wasn't that.
I'd at least cut out the letters.
Oh, Deadly Dan found out your address.
Yeah.
School style.
I thought it was that. Immediately when I first saw it, I'm like, "Oh, this is this is the beginning of the end."
Yeah.
Boys, gather around.
Gather around.
Boys gather around. You don't want them to gather around until you've completely opened it.
Well,
in case the ricin poofs in the air and then your lungs start seizing up.
I just wanted to let them know that Daddy won't be around for too much longer.
Duck down. Get away from the windows.
So it was a neighbor that he was a fan of the show. And
I was peeking in your window and I saw Soapy Butt.
Him and his wife started a company in which he manufactured window stickers that people, I don't know if they purchase or buy.
It shows you how many pets you have in your house. You use a Sharpie to mark off how many. That way the firefighters know who to get out of the house.
It was one of those stickers where you put on your car that reminds you that you may have an infant in your back seat. So
hey, Dum-Dum, there's a baby in your car.
Don't forget.
I put that on everybody's car.
Yeah. So you don't leave your kid in the car and that kind of thing.
The sticker will help.
So I got the letter. I read it.
The
I was like,
sticker won't stick to the car. It's too hot.
He's sending a couple stickers. I wish I had the information to plug it.
This car is hot. The adhesive is just melting off the side. Oh, my God. There's something inside.
And my first reaction was to respond back to the letter and be like, yeah, we'll talk to you on the show.
You got to write it. You got to write him a letter. But you don't know how to write.
I literally, in my mind, I was like, oh, I'm going to respond to this. And then I was like, oh, they can't. And then
I don't know how to write.
Well, why don't you turn it over, write yes on it, put it back in the envelope, walk it down to his house, stick it in his mailbox.
Well, how did he have your address?
You can find it nowadays. You can find people's
everything.
addresses easy.
Everybody's.
Well, don't do that.
I'm looking at Google Earth of your house right now. I'm looking at Google Earth of your new house right now. I'm looking at you take a shower with Travis.
There's no more secrets in the world. But so anyway,
the last secret was Butler's tail. We just leaked that one.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't know that.
I didn't know what to do with it.
You got to write him a letter.
No, not doing it.
Did he give you any other contact info besides his
email,
physical address?
No, that was just that. And
wow,
and that was it. And
that
I was
is
like,
old school.
I want to plug your sticker business that's saving babies' lives.
The baby life-saving stickers.
I'm not going to write you a letter, and they'll probably listen to this. So, neighbor who has that business,
I'm not going to write you a love song.
Email me. I'll promote it. I'll happy to do that. But when you send me a letter, I
like
got
that.
nothing after that.
I'm pretty proud of myself. Every day this week, Monday through Thursday, this is we're taping this on a Thursday, I've made a reference to a particular old song every single day.
Which song?
That one was
Not gonna write you a love song.
And I did Beastie Boys, and then I did Coheed and Cambria, and then I did a bunch of them. All right, let's try. Do you really want to call this guy?
Yeah.
Call back 724-45.
All right.
Did
you get it?
No.
That's a lot of editing. Edit it out.
I'll edit it out.
Yeah.
Okay, there you
Okay.
go. You got it? All right,
Yeah.
give him a call, Sam.
What's his name? Or he didn't tell us.
Let's see if he says at the beginning.
No way he picks up. Who picks up?
Hey, how are you guys?
Unknown number.
Question for you.
No, he
On the
doesn't
show.
say his name.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
So you're betting he will not pick up.
Who answers a random
Old
number?
people that leave voicemails asking about.
I think this is a young guy with an old voice.
I don't think so.
I think it's a young
Are you
guy
calling me right now?
who's not good at.
This is Samantha with Tom and Dave.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, you were wrong. God, I got to start betting against you. I'd
I
be
know.
making a lot of money this
I
year.
know.
They could talk to you about the voicemail you left.
Oh, is he gonna freak out? I can't really talk right now. I'm in a Japanese love motel.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
we're live right now, so yeah, you can call us back whenever you're done.
I'm pooping.
I'm cranking out a good one.
Oh, I apologize.
Put my pop socket on.
I'm at my daughter's wedding.
All right, just call back when you can. All right, bye.
What-
He was in the middle of a massage and he answered the phone. This guy
Hold on, I was right.
is a unicorn.
I was right. He is at a Japanese love motel. He's in the middle of a massage.
He's like, I'm actually in the middle of a massage right now. Can
I know what that means.
got
If
my
you're
money in
answering
the
the
booth.
phone, you're laying on your back, and I know what that
Yeah.
means. You're not answering the phone with your head in the donut.
That was not an answer I was expecting.
Yeah.
What, do you have like? Is your phone?
Yeah, what do you have it right next
to? Yeah, it's weird. It's in your pants next to the.
Isabella, stop cranking it. Hello?
Where you take your clothes
Hey,
off. Right?
hey, excuse me for a second. Can you reach over in that boot? You get my phone's in that boot. Not that boot. The 50's in that boot. Get the other boot.
That's
got
the money
phone.
boot. Yeah.
Yeah, get out that Nextel, that big yellow Nextel, and go
I wish
ahead.
I had my
open
phone
it
the
all
last
the
time
way
that I
up
got a
and
massage.
hit the green button. Hello.
Wow, that was weird. So this guy's interesting to me because not only did he leave a voicemail asking for a radio show to call him back,
Question.
but he also picks up his phone while getting a massage.
Yeah,
Question.
and a random number.
who
And a
gets-
random number.
A random number. And who gets a massage at 1 p.m. on a Thursday?
This guy.
Yeah.
Most people don't. So after lunch, he decided, you know what? I'm getting a massage.
That's the life.
I'm going to massage some of this Panda Express out of my tooth. So first things first, I'm going to get completely naked. Do not rub my tail. And if you see it moving, just leave it alone. Run. Put a rag over
You're
it.
right. This may be the most fascinating gentleman in the world because
We gotta take bets on like his age, his job.
All right.
all right, yeah.
I think he is 32 years old.
Oh, you're going young?
I think he's 32 years old. I think his job is he works in retail.
Oh.
And I believe he is a manager of a Sprint store. There. That's what it is.
Okay. See, I'm going less tech savvy because the
Yeah,
manager of our
that's what I'm
Sprint
thinking.
store, I don't think would leave a message asking for us to call him back for information.
Right.
He just figured it out on the internet or whatever. So I'm 47
this
years
guy's never
old.
been to the Sprint store. Right? I'm just saying. How many times have I been there and had somebody not fix my phone? Sorry, Sprint. I'm just saying. It's like
I'm going 47, and the people that go to get massages at 1 p.m. on a Thursday.
This is a blue collar
This is his day off. This is his day off. And he's got some money. That's what I'm banking on.
Working.
Managerial. He's got some money to be honking down at least $75.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Some of the places, it may be a regular just getting a.
Juan has a
tub.
guess. He says this guy is an HVAC repairman getting a massage to work out the kinks of hard labor. I could see that.
44-year-old male, drives an R&L carrier vehicle, smells like Winston cigarettes.
Oh, so he's smoky. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna say late 40s. Definitely something I think like manual labor. I was gonna say construction, but I don't know if
Now, is the equivalent of the Price is Right $1 if Tom says, I think it's a girl baby? Is that the $1? If he just goes the 180 of what
opposite.
we're doing and he actually ends up being closer just because he's not going over?
Yeah,
Is that how it works?
I think so. Yeah. All right. Well, let's take a break.
Yes, sir.
When we come back, we'll do some more voicemail,
Yeah, we'll
email.
close out the show.
Hopefully, we can find out about this mystery massage man.
mystery massage man.
Mystery massage man. We'll be right back.